Can't afford to let any normals whiff. He's trying to get, that was way too much.
This is too much. He's going to burn him out. He will burn him out, and he's going to have to deal with this, unfortunately. He's still got level 1 to work with on the defense here, but he can't jump forward. It's too much of a risk to try and get that read. There's the check. He's got level 2.
8 seconds, by the way.
He's going to activate level 2.
Level
Yes,
2.
That's going to hit him. That will hit. And he's going to get the full
No
conversion.
way.
That's fine. Oh, no. He's going to hold this. That's going to be it.
Oh, my God. What happened with DCQ?
He done the trig lab way too early because Luke was too high. And I understand it because anybody would have done that. He done the hard part. He got the level 2 to react to the Sand Blaster, and then he tried to bank on getting it early. That was just a miscalculation. It could have been a new situation for him. He might have never seen that before.
Not ever.
I don't blame him for doing that. Ooh. And Chris Wong, he said, all right, thank you very much. I'll get the chip killed there with the cancel into the level 3 because level 3s do 10% health on chip there. Chris Wong still keeps that winning record coming through in this top 8.
A 3-to-1 shot. The first person to make Chris Wong bleed thus far. Very little at that. DCQ at least getting a game on him. He's going to be playing around in the losers bracket against the rest of the Sharks there. But Chris Wong, again, phenomenal decision-making overall and great patience in the neutral. It all leads to plenty of these moments. You see this all the time with Luke, right? You see how often he can barrage and harass the opponents. But we got to talk about what led to those situations in the first place.
DCQ struggles in the neutral a lot from what I've watched of his gameplay because if he lands his set play, good luck to you because he really takes advantage of when you have too much frame advantage or when you make that mistake. But Chris Wong, he kept him humble. He fed him that humble pie. He kept him respectful. And you saw it there, his limited usage of buttons, crouching medium kick, stand medium punch. You don't really get much off of them unless you're in range and it says punish counter. Well, guess what? Once Chris Wong identified that in the very first round, the very first game, he said, okay, I can actually afford to do tap parry. I can actually risk this there, and because of his parry timing is actually pretty much 95% on point, he got all the damage and put DCQ in such these injurious positions that he was super uncomfortable. You even saw DCQ risking the down forward half punch for those knockdowns, then he had to stop there. He started to pick up pace as the game went on, but that's because Chris Wong forced him out of character. He made him play. Yeah, he made him play in a different style that he's not comfortable with, and it looked like it worked, but this is something he might have to work on in future for JP, so really looking forward to how that first out, but amazing stuff, brilliant stuff there from Chris Wong. Yeah,
it's so surprising to see DCQ kind of play out of the element that he's so used to, right? He will take those big risks. He loves to kind of encroach on that space with a lot of the normals, as we have seen in VODs time and time again. But man, this is the first time I feel like he's been reluctant to even try to throw out those normals. But to be fair, Chris Wong has been a whiff punishing machine. Now, you had mentioned this in the group stage. Chris Wong, sometimes he would be susceptible of himself throwing some of these heavy punches to try to gain some estate, or at least try to catch a normal as well. But we also haven't seen a lot of the crouching medium punches that we really know him for, and I think that's really what threw DCQ off.
Because he's just super patient. When I've been playing him and watching play other people in that mid-range, he knows that you want crouching medium punch to come out, even crouching medium kick. He says, no, I'll wait, and I'll play patient. And then he waits a couple of seconds just for you to think you can do something. And that's why his timing's on point. This is why I think his defensive decisions, he's just the epitome of optimization, no matter where you play him on screen. And he's literally showing you why Luke is one of the best characters in the game. And we're going to see it right now. The level 2 connects, and because he was too high, it was from the third Phantom, it was too early. He actually did the right thing, which was really unfortunate there for DCQ. Judging by his facial expression, maybe he has seen that. I don't know. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that's a new situation for him because he did the right thing. It wasn't wrong. He did. And sometimes this just happens in fighting games. You have a new situation, a new juggle scenario, and you're not quite used to it yet. And then after that, you've exhausted all your options, and your opponent just gets free pickings.
I think it's the first time I've really seen Chris Wong show emotion, because as soon as he saw that drop, his eyes widened up. He's like, oh my God, I'm in there. He was already like really ecstatic to get that drive rush, and as soon as it popped off, it was so beautiful to see, man. Again, excellent work either way from Chris Wong and DCQ. We're going on to the next one, Lashar versus Uma.
Well. I'm going to hold my hands up high. I did not expect Uma to make it this far, but it's been a pleasure watching him. And you know what? Shout outs to James Chen and Ringe because they've been talking about this guy for months.
Same with Lashar. You know, Ringe is the only one that actually picked Lashar to make it out.
Yes, that's true. So did David, didn't he? I think David did as well.
I think, yeah, you know, David probably. I'm gonna find him.
Well,
yeah, he's shaking his head.
The moment he qualified, I was watching him and I said, there's something about this Chun-Li that people really need to keep an eye on. He's one of the best Chun-Lis in the world. And I said to people, and several people said it as well, you need to keep an eye on this. because his understanding of neutral, his understanding of burnout, the whiff punishing, the amazing set he had against Jan as well, closing down DJ and really making him struggle. He's got an easier matchup now. On paper, I actually think Chun-Li beats the crap out of Juri. It's actually pretty dangerous.
She has the tools to counter against the far-reaching normals that Juri has. Her walk speed is tremendous, and also getting around the fireball easier, in my opinion. I think she's the complete package for this match, but Uma,
but here's my thing.
Shaking up everybody this far.
Here's my thing. One thing I know about Lashar, he's using Kokokins now, but that's not the reason where people land big damage against him. It's his defensive decisions on wake up. When he does Tensho kicks, when he does supers, those are the things that really get him in trouble. And there, gets a jump on a Kokokin there. Good stuff there for Uma. Uma uses all the tools in the toolbox there for Juri. He gets the punish, counter, DI, and what's the first defensive choice Lashar will make?
Look at the damage off of that.
Oh, and he walked under that.
Air legs, but Uma, he was ducking under.
Here we go, gets the throw, and
there was
will
still
be
a punish counter. Yeah, just a little bit extra recovery on that. Uma with plenty of damage on that.
And you see what I mean with the defensive choices? Again, we're spinning the wheel here most of the time, but when it doesn't work out for him, it really doesn't work out for him. Trying to get that forward throw here, and because, again, Juri has tools on the ground, but only if the Chun-Li player whiffs.
Oh, just like that, that could have been it.
But it's a large amount of buttons that you don't see, and I don't see Lashar whiffing things unnecessarily most of the time. He's got to find another way, and he can't just use drive rush. He can't use crouching media kick all the time. See? Backdash there to avoid that even drive rush cancel scenario.
That's totally fine. He's caught so many people trying to like move forward or even jump in the skies. He has so much control and just good awareness, good game sense to even back off. But the punish counter is there, catching the landing frames. We're immediately going into Ryoku-sen. A lot of carry on this bad boy. Bang,
right,
bang.
Gonna go for the full thing. Double dash there. Try to get an anti-throw, but it didn't quite work out. Both players' anti-throw decisions haven't worked out yet, and a throw should close this out if he gets close enough.
And it was a counter hit. You saw the startup of Uma's normal. Whatever it was low. It was too slow, and Lashar landing that throw for the first round, or the second round, excuse me, with a perfect nonetheless.
I like that Lashar's throwing out Kokokins immediately because it stops the drive rush factor immediately. So it forces Uma to jump, but he will go into the super art Fuhazan. Take him straight to the corner here. Charges up there with the store.
Right in front of him as well.
Forward heavy punch, gonna activate the Feng Shui. Does he force a drive reversal? No. No cancel there.
That punish could have been so severe.
Uh-oh. That was not too good there. And there's a Tensho kick.
My God, the risk.
Well, he's in the amber there, and he needed the space to get out. He still has 2 bars to defend himself, trapped in the corner here.
Oh, this is severe. But no conversion.
These guys are not getting the cancels. Hold on a minute there. Still low on drive gauge. He might need a roundhouse to connect if he gets close enough, but that's why the fireballs are coming out. There you go. Gets a full conversion here, and he will get the knockdown. No, he's going to go for the level 1 here. Maybe. Let's see if he gets it. No, he's going to end with a Tenshin Rin uppercut. Try to bait something there.
There was an attempt. I think he might have tried a Tensho or actually believed in that medium kick hitting, but that is way too shallow of an angle to get that.
Well, we saw that Uma was cognizant of some sort of defensive choice that didn't work out. Stalls up the fireball again. I like that micro walk standing light punch, or light kick, sorry.
Uma's defense and being ready for Serenity stance mix-ups has been pretty on point. We only seen it one time, and Uma, technically, 1 for 100%. We do like those odds. Oh, boy.
There There's an OD uppercut. Goes full screen, and you notice that Lashar's pulled the brakes on these Kokokins at certain points. He's going to have to make a hard read with the jump soon again, Uma.
Jesus, that Fierce was so far away.
Oh, there we go. There's a throw. He can dash up and bait something. And he tried to bait out. He did try and bait, but the Tensho kicks moves suddenly forward enough to clip the backdash.
I think this is fine for Uma.
Level, oh.
Kokokin?
Okay.
Not too bad.
Thought you could have tried level 1 back, but he's preserved the bar. That's fine. Still burn out. Here's Lashar. He can build a level 1 back.
Oh, nice and easy.
Stole the turn there. I noticed that.
I like it. Too scary of a situation there.
Well, to be fair, actually, that was 0 on block because she was in burnout, so.
Yes.
All right. I respect that light kick. There's a forward throw there from Lashar. Walks up and gets another one here. Backs away. No dice.
Better trade for Uma. Still in the life deficit.
Handling those air-to-air, the anti-air situations from Lashar have been phenomenal, and he's going to open that up with a safe jump here, maybe. Nope.
It's the first time we've really seen a stutter with the lights as well. Again, covering that option just in case they want to jump out. And I like jump back jab as the option from Lashar.
Make sure you're ready at that point. He can't drive rush cancel, and that will be a punish counter. That is not as safe as maybe a Ken sweep when the opponent's in burnout, my friend. So you have to try something else. And I've noticed Lashar is not afraid to put himself in burnout in early stages of a match, or even where he really needs to get the corner positioning. So I've noticed about him. Just backing away here at the moment here. Still whiffing normals, but I'm not seeing like a crouch speeding kick drive rush cancel as a whiff punish from Uma.
version still, and he's so anti. That forward heavy kick, oh, and the reset? Uma, you dirty dog.
All right, he's going to go into the Super Art 3 here, replenish as much drive gauge as possible. And will he go in and try and bait again, or will he wait? It looks like he waits. He's going to burn him out the safe way, and the perfect parry turns things around, and he's going to side swap. He might have to cancel to his level 3.
He's going to have to. He's going to build up that gauge, but look at the setup after this.
Do you know what? This might be checkmate, because if Uma doesn't wake up with a reversal, he's going to do a button into D, and it's going to cause a stun.
No shot.
Oh. There you go. Gets the perfect parry there. Even bigger risk.
Jump in too! Pristine timing. Uma with the read as well. Getting the Kikoshi.
Dude, every time he's jumped a fireball, it's worked. Like, he's jumping with purpose.
Every Kikoshi has been punished.
He's been jumping with purpose, and it's worked out here. And he's actually 2-0 against one of the favorites that remain in this tournament here for Capcom Cup 10.
Taiwan representing.
Listen, man, the Asian players we have in the winner side of this, they practice with each other all the time online.
Word.
Dude.
Yeah, no official record, but it's all on CFN. These guys play the heck out of each other.
Oh, he doesn't block the air lightning legs. He didn't say punish counter, but he gets the throw anyway, LaShar. Still trying to get that. Oh, if that was for the medium punch, that would have punished it.
I like that. The delay on the dive kick, catching the Tencho kicks towards the later end of that.
Dude, he's been doing that against Rashid players, Chun-Li players as well. It's been working out for him really well. The perfect parry on the store, and he gets the burnout here, LaShar. Chases him down. Trying to bait. That was plus. Tricky. That was plus on block. Oh, he's trying to bait something.
Hits him with the stopping bop. You already know what it is. Look at the damage incoming, more than enough in the tank. But take a note. Having 2 bars to your name, if you get that confirmed into Hyoku-sen, it's going to be a gang of corner carry. Oh, that could have been it too!
Almost got the whip punish there. He's been using forward HK in interesting areas, not to kind of counter the fireball, because Uma hasn't been liberally throwing out that fireball. He finds himself trapped in the corner again, LaShar. Kukoken again, good check.
Beautiful check.
And it was a perfect parry on that Kukoken as well.
Oh, he tried to catch the landing frames instead of opting for the autocorrect uppercut.
Backs away. I've noticed he's backed away after certain situations. LaShar's backed away, and Uma's always done crouching medium kick. I wonder if he can go for a hard read on the forward dash at some point. Ooh.
What an interruption, too. I love that counter from LaShar. Level 2, it's going to cause that burnout. But more importantly, the switch.
Good block there from Uma, but he gets hit by the down forward heavy kick, and he still has some super to work with, but so does Uma. And then he gets the dive kick again. He's testing the reactions. The jab.
He tried to get away with it. He tried to get away with possibly throwing Uma just a tad too late. Uma was already firing off those jabs. Perfect parry. No, he whipped the crouching heavy punch, and LaShar couldn't actually get his full punish counter. He dropped his own combo.
Gets to level 1 there to send LaShar to the corner. He's basically on match point here, Uma, so all the defensive choices LaShar makes, they have to be smack bang on point. It's a delayed throw. He's trying to, create some ground, gain some ground there, but the check, and he's going to put him right back in the corner here. LaShar, you've got to make a choice. And he's going to deal with the Feng Shui engine.
A slight delay, there's a throw, dash up, still plus.
Hold up, no cancel there from the medium. He's got to do something. That parry doesn't work out. His drive gauge has literally been attacked. His drive gauge damage.
Good block.
Nuts. Block, that's punished.
It's too far. He even tried to do the handshake of death. That is 3-0 for Uma.
Dude, Uma continues that phenomenal performance from the winner side of top 16 and finds himself going up against Chris Wong in the winners final here using Jury. Did we think Jury would make it this far? I don't know how many people had Uma in their fantasy bracket making this far, but hey, he's representing one of the strongest Jury players in the world, showing you just how efficient she can be as a character. A surprise result to many just after what we saw with LaShar's performance in that death bracket group.
He was looking unstoppable.
And
some were saying he
was
quite invincible, rather. But Uma also, he was underlooked. I think a lot of people can agree with that. But right now, this is looking like his game to play. He's moving on to the winner's side, but for very good reason, right? The decision-making overall and the recognition of what LaShar's choices were on defense have led to a lot of a struggle for LaShar to make moves afterwards. But I will say there were a couple of mishaps that LaShar had based off of some of the punish counters that he had missed towards the end of the set.
I noticed when I watch LaShar play a lot of the time, he does land a lot of hits, but there's special cancel buttons that not canceling that can change the situation drastically. I don't know if that's panic or it's just being fat-fingered. But then when we talk about Uma, right? Uma literally dismantled Kusanagi earlier. He's literally dismantled LaShar now. He's very good at applying pressure with Jury. He utilizes the Feng Shui engine, even on block as well, to scare you. He uses every tool in the book, like I said, just to reiterate here. And LeShar just couldn't really get that groove going and find that round of adaptation that could turn this thing around, because I could see him drawing it out to 3-2. But Uma was just on point, and he was much more ready for this matchup than LeShar was.
It seems like, again, Uma just making all the right decisions that you were pointing out. There were just so many intricate decisions that he made against LeShar's defense that really excelled him above and beyond. And again, trying to sneak at that drive impact, I think that's a risk he was willing to take regardless, because of not only the life lead, but also the game lead, right? But LeShar trying to get antsy after that. You had mentioned that, the only way that Uma could get out of this mix is LeShar guesses correctly on what normal follows suit after that super art.
There you go as well, and then closing the gap here. It's just we were fighting on this left side of the screen way too much. More so LeShar was trying to defend than it was for Uma, and then you see the stun there. Again, he was showing signs of life, but maybe, and I noticed this in the SFL World Championships as well, that was a huge thing as well, by the way, because every time he jumped, it was either a fireball that won or his dive kicks being the Tensho kicks, and he integrated empty jumps as well, or regular jumps, just as he get anti-aired as well. So those dive kicks, those delayed dive kicks, were actually well placed, because they're actually really good against several special attack anti-airs in the game. And what could you say? That Uma books his place in that winners final there, going up against Chris Wong. So they're playing for some big cash money, even in that winners final there. LeShar drops down where he will face the winner of Gachikun and say, DCQ waiting another loop? Yeah, okay, he's just going to have the loop run today.
That's just kind of nuts. Looking at it, Kawano NL finals, DCQ setting up to play off the winner of that first part of round one. Then LeShar down below having to face off against either Gachikun or Safe. This is kind of nuts, man.
Man, this has been crazy stuff here, but hey, listen, we are hungry. You need to be hungry and refuel your energy with those snacks here. So we've got to give a big shout out to our food sponsor here, Pagoda. Like we said, there's egg rolls around the bar. You can get free snacks. Enjoy yourself some Pagoda. I know Rob TV has been doing that all weekend. It's got one more day, maybe one more, 2 more days of eating it, but hey, you can crush your cravings with those Pagoda snacks here. Like we said, they are available at the bar. Make sure you try some out.
It's so crazy. We're seeing a lot of people rocking out the outfits from Nerds. And guys, you guys gotta check out all the jackets that have been designed by the dev team from Capcom while they partner up with Nerds. Go check out their booth in the lobby, or if you'd like to, viewing at home, head over to nerdsclothing.com. Hey, also, be sure to enter the code CapcomCup in all caps to receive that 10% off your purchase. And also don't forget, all the Street Fighter 6 hip-hop stuff that's been going on, the official album from Nerds Clothing is also available on vinyl. I'm a big collector guy, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. And if you'd like to just check it out, it's available on all streaming platforms. You guys have been doing such a fantastic job hanging out with us thus far, and we're getting ever so close to crowning our first ever millionaire in the world of Street Fighter. You're gonna tune in for the rest of it because it's completely unpredictable. We'll see you right after this break.
Seriously? I'm not interested in whatever you're pitching. You really want me to punch a hole through you? So, just who are you? You need to learn to stop pissing me off! I knew there'd be more of you. Let's go! Ring the bell! I'd be scared too.
You could say I have potential.
This is my moment. Coming for it all, just show me my opponent. Wanna be great, I'm a legend in the making. And this is mine for the taking.
Cause I got what it takes to be on top. I'm number one cause I don't stop.
Hard gas, no brakes, high stakes.
I don't act tough till I tussle let 'em fall ya.
Hope you ready for the fight.
Reign supreme.
Put 'em up, let's go. Make it look easy.
Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I'm ahead of the game, they'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I belong in the number one spot. I always keep the business, nothing personal. When you always see nothing, I just barely scratch the surface. Throw me in the rain, let me do my thing. Thought they hit me down, fight through the pain. When I'm in the zone, I ain't never say much, but you see me up top. You see my numbers healthy, the pressure don't stop. Until I'm in the top, see the bottom seats watch. They almost see me.
Welcome back to Capcom Cup 10. As you can see, I have something in my hand that truly I don't even deserve. The aura is too strong. My biceps are shaking right now. And I'm also shaking because of the aura of the man standing next to me, Angry Bird, a fan favorite. First and foremost, can we please make some noise for Angry Bird? Angry Bird, the reason I have this trophy here is because, of course, you are the reigning EVO champion. You, of course, have won a Grand Slam. You know what it's like to compete at the highest level. What's on these players' minds right now in this top 8? And what do you think they should be focused on?
Since I'm not in this top 8, I don't want to be giving advices all around, since I'm not in that top 8. But when I was in EVO's top 8, what I was thinking about is that only the tournament, nothing else. Just focus on playing your best. Don't double think your decisions. If you want to DB, DB. If you want to level 3, level 3. If you want to do whatever you're thinking of, just do it. Because if you think twice, you might find yourself out of the tournament immediately. So do whatever you think immediately. And just trust yourself and don't be nervous. Because if you're nervous, you're going to be destroyed. Trust me.
So you're the EVO champion, and as a champion, how is it like looking at these matches, choosing the number one, finding who's number one? How does it feel like as a champion watching these matches?
It feels really good actually watching and learning from these amazing players actually playing. And like every match, I see a new scenario that I haven't been exposed to before. So it's really amazing to see this type of skill in this tournament. I wanted to see Mena in this top 8. As you can see, I'm rimming the bandits here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
unfortunately, we don't have Mena in here. And so now, in terms of who I think is going to win the tournament, I'm going to take a hot take and say Gachikon from losers bracket.
Angry Bird, it's always a pleasure hearing from a champion. Ladies and gentlemen, soon we are about to see who is officially going to become the Capcom Cup 10 champion and the first FGC millionaire. It's time to get deeper into this top 8. We're gonna send things up to Vicious and Jammers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. It's back into the top. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. No. The check goes out to Vicious. Yes. The money's calling. Hold on. Jammers, can you just hold on real quick?
I'd like to thank Capcom for my payment in advance. I've always loved JP. Keep parry the same. Drive rush is amazing. And you need to show this bracket real quick. I want to put my money on the table. I'll pay my bills later. Anyway, we are back here with the top 8. We're going to be dropping down into the loser side. Myself, Jammers, and Vicious here on the mic, taking you through all the action. We're going to be crowning a millionaire in just a couple of hours. Roll that bracket, baby. Here's what's happened. Here's what's transpired thus far. Chris Wong beat DCQ 3-1 in the winner's side, where Uma decimated Lashar, one of the favorites, one of the dark horses there, 3-0. So those guys will be facing off in the winner's final to book their place in the grand final winner's side. But now we need to drop down to the losers bracket, where we're going to have a mirror match, aren't we?
That's right, everybody's favorite, Kawano versus NL. It's the Luke Mirror, baby. You already know what's going to go down. Either one of these guys is going to go down to Memphis, but only one will be moving on in the rest of the losers side. Again, although the top 8 is still intact, this is do or die time.
So, with this mirror match, and these two players in particular, I personally think with how they qualified to come to the CPT finals, they are some of the most deadliest Luke players in this mirror match here. Kawano qualifying being CPT Japan, NL with East Asia, the way they utilize the sandblasters, the normals. Pay attention to their round start tactics each and every round. Yes, you were looking at a replica here, but these guys are going to be scared just as much as the next person. NL had a tough time getting here, beating Knuckle-Do, overwhelming him, as well as decimating Zan. Kawano had a scare against Kusanagi, but they got to watch out. Patient at the start here.
We'll see if NL will take a page out of Kusanagi's book and kind of rev up the engines first, but it's going to be Kawano who actually starts off with the offense. You had mentioned it earlier. But what's the defensive decision going to be like? Oh my.
Punish. And it's the thing, when I watch NL play, he's not afraid to use stand hard punch, but they do whiff a fair bit.
And he's also not afraid to wake up with the OD rising upper.
Yeah, but then he'll chase down afterwards. Pay attention to certain things that NL does, especially off the OD uppercut too. He will try and get the frame advantage afterwards. OD uppercut, will he chase down again? Yeah, dashes and tries to bait something there. Kawano didn't wake up with the button.
It's going to be information for NL going forward, right? The next time he lands that OD uppercut with the suppressor, just suppresses the crouching medium punch as a counter hit. You've seen that time and time again. The tactics are just 2 steps ahead from the side of Kawano.
And Kawano was having a big chat. That must have been accidental. That could have been a hard read there. Might give him the benefit of the doubt. Looked like he was looking for that drive rush. Oh, he punished there.
Great stops on him.
That almost was blocked, by the way. I think that was a delayed medium punch that got caught by the drive reversal from NL.
Damn!
He beat into the punch there with the crouching medium punch. Low on drive gauge here, so he will have to spend that level 3. And he's going to actually change the direction of how the drive gauges will work right now.
He's got to be chilling at this point, right? He doesn't want to overextend with the drive rush. He's going to walk up carefully and see what NL's decision was. NL's smart enough to just kind of back away. Doesn't want to risk that OD or the burnout for that matter, but he's still sitting on a critical arc. Can he make Kawano flinch? Man, he still went out with a bang. He went for the low forward.
He did indeed. He had enough resources to do that drive rush counter there. It forced the situation. And like I said, Kawano is one of the best in this mirror match, man, already. And you can tell. NL can be super impatient and super aggressive at times. But against someone like Kawano, who might be one of the favorites, a dark horse from a lot of people's eyes, but I imagine Punk might think he might win the tournament. Huge fan of Kawano. Shouts to Punk. Gets the uppercut, jumps out.
Coverages that on that as well with the crouching heavy punch. A lot of the Luke players have been opting for that. And the big jump in read against the sandblast. Is he going to spend? No, he's got to go for the Oki, right? Even if level 1 was out, he still wouldn't have done enough damage to kill. And it's just enough to get to the corner.
The wall spat there, does NL, and then try to go for a safe jump, but Kawano knew the mind game there, that's why he went. Yeah, and there you have it, NL taking that round. Still looking good. Again, they're being super patient at round start at the moment. Highly respectable, the damage output this character has is absolutely ferocious. Just walking slowly, trudging across the screen. Gets
My
that.
God, you know he was kind of hovering around the medium kick range for a while. That was the main objective for him, to catch NL walking back and skipping away, but
yes,
no.
That's what he was doing.
No
and the
OD.
side swap with the suppressor. He's been doing that against Ken, does that against Luke.
Smart.
Earns himself a burnout here, and he's going to make sure.
Oh my God.
Huge. He can actually spend a super if he wants to and get the Oki after the damage, but he's going to throw and then try and guarantee a chip scenario. No, he baits a level 3 instead, and he chases it down with a sandblaster into the fatal shot, because again, he's very limited in how he can chase that down, but because that OD projectile goes full screen, it's completely fine to close it out. Good observation there from NL.
I'm just glad it wasn't a mistaken uppercut. Imagine that, right? Spine buster going forward. Again, the medium kick bringing out against the Sandblaster. You saw the startup from Kawano, but this is so good right now for Kawano. That back throw can lead to so much. The defensive choices. You saw the backdash. Now in the burnout. Checking him with the rising upper. There is no escape.
He's got to deal with this, and he's threatening the stun here, Kawano from NL, and he's going to get the stun nice and early here, so he's going to set up something, and he dropped a huge conversion here. So now it's his turn to roll the die on defense. The jab caught him, and he got
beautiful.
Figther again. Damn, these guys are fighting tooth and nail to keep that corner. Checked.
You got to go for the damage, right? Are you going to go for the damage or the side switch? Indeed, he's going to go for the advantage as well after the whiffed tackle. NL's got 2 bars to his name. Hold on, he's got 1 shot of a drive rush, 2. Speaking of which, that's got to be more than enough. He builds up just a little more to continue on with the combo. Good awareness from NL.
Another thing I've observed as well is how these guys have to make a comeback. They do get a little bit antsy, a little bit flustered. And then he clicked
That was sick.
Dude, the way this guy's actually closing the gap, changing up his decisions. Drive rush jab almost got it. Here we go, OD, Avenger, and he's going to burn him out here with the Super R2. Back to the screen, he's just going to walk him down. Oh, wow. What a choice. He found some way to get in and gets that Pale Rider.
And guess what? It was via Fierce.
Well,
the heavy punch still paying dividends. Speaking of dividends, that risk was amazing for Kawano for having to pay out against NL.
Okay, immediately drive rush cancels there, delayed the crouch medium, and he has to keep him here in that burnout state. He's actually got a lot of real estate to work with if things don't work out. That's there, and he does that immediately with the Vulcan block. It takes the round there for Kawano. He just done that anyway, because if he said punish gun, it would have saved his bar, but he was just mashing or reacting with that Super Art 1, which worked out fortuitously for him.
I would say the former rather than the latter. I don't know, man. It's hard to call, but the gun, I gotta say, man, the gun has been pointed towards NL in the corner so often by Kawano. It's so hard to get out of that pressure situation, but it was a good lead on the backdash for the throw. Didn't lead to anything else.
He gets caught out, similar to what Safe did against Phenom in the Ken mirror, but he's caught him with the loop mirror now as well. Meaty, roundhouse there, delayed throw tech, trying to avoid getting put in a detrimental scenario. They're both low on dry gauge. These guys are literally fighting neck and neck, and it's tantamount on dry gauge until NL coming a little bit faster here, while Kawano is actually trying to avoid the amber. Spraying it out.
Goes in the green.
They're waiting for a 1 medium to whiff. Oh, and it was a heavy instead. Something had to whiff. Perfect spacing there for Kawano. Delayed jab on wake up there from NL.
And the stutter step, you saw it, a micro step forward into the crouch medium sequence.
Dash up, and he's going to build enough.
No way. The perfect damage calculation. I'm not trying to meme it up. I'm not trying to say the track's on the game, but that was actually the perfect amount of bar built up for the level 3 from NL.
This is what you kind of need in those situations. That's why it's clutch, right? Especially the CQC, and they got like probably 4 drive stocks to work with, for 2 drive rush cancels to build up an abundance of super meter to get the close out here. And that whiff, my God. Do you know what? Both of these guys have been whiffing the hell out of stand hard punch.
They really have. Oh, and it's so difficult, right? NL has been stuttering a lot of his normals and layering them as well against Kawano. That stagger pressure has really led to a little bit of urgency from Kawano, hence NL now shifting up the gears in the timing of his meets.
And he baited him with the first crouch medium punch to get him to try and react, and he caught the second one with the drive rush cancel there. And here comes the back throw. Kawano going to chase him down, try to catch him out with the suppressor, because he hasn't done that in a little while. Down. Perfect parry, added throw, mixed it up so he gets the maximum damage there. No parry scaling. OD uppercut, yes! There you go.
Genius jammers.
He had to, man. He had to bust out that situation to play in the neutral again. And he baited it.
The bait. Gosh on in there. Do it again. Nice and easy for Kawano.
Just like Angry Bird said, that's the situation now I've been exposed to. Using Stand Light Punch to bait him into something that could have been the start of an animation of a Sandblaster that got him there.
Could have been.
Because level 1 is crucial in this matchup, by the way, as an anti-projectile tool. One of the strongest anti-projectile tools in the
And that was at the toes! Going for the tackle. Got a carry. Punish counter. You saw the throw bait. You saw the throw whip, excuse me.
Most of their damage has been coming from mediums, from slight blips in their pressure. They're still trying to catch each other.
OD rings out, live by the uppercut.
Perfect parry, somebody got it, and then suppress, he's going to burn him out. He has to, surely. Keep the combos too long. Gonna do something else instead.
No, it was too sharp of an angle. His character model wasn't even turned around for that crouching heavy punch. And the level 3, so significant in the damage, but more so, the burnout.
I think NL should have tried to burn out Kawano earlier, so now he's going to suffer for it. But he's still got a level 2, about to build a level 3, so he just needs one button into the level 3. Maybe even pump a level 1, but he's been baited into doing that before.
Oh my God, even the stagger pressure so significant. The cancel into level 1 against the drive impact. NL, you dog.
And that's exactly what you have to do in Burnout. You just have to focus on the drive impact. You have to let go of everything else because your brain is multitasking, and he focused on the drive impact. He was ready, pumping that spot one. Oh, almost got the suppressor, by the way. I saw that. So there again with the Sandblaster in that mid-range there, but the normals have been doing so much more work than those projectiles. Backdash there. NL cannot whip a button, and I'm seeing it. Yeah, he was malicious with trying to burn him out there. Now he's literally dehydrated. Shout out to Yipes.
What are you going to do about it, Kawano? Slowly pushing into the corner. 5 foot, by the way. The Sandblasters are not going to be enough when you're in medium range. I like that. Checking the neutral jump, forward throw. This is significant. NL is close to getting his
He's still at supers. He's going to firm it until he gets his bar back.
Do it again,
no,
right?
That's fine. Yes, okay. That was smart. He can take throws because you actually recover drive gain while taking throws. That's why he did that. Muscle block. No perfect parry on the knuckle. Kawano's turn now. Try to bait a wake-up reversal or something.
Oh, that's huge, Jammers! He can cancel again! That's more than enough in the tank! NL takes out Kawano out of the running!
There you have it. Like I said, one of the strongest loot players in the world and one of the fiercest in that mirror match. He shows us why. Very persistent. He's been overwhelming a lot of people today, even in his group stage, and NL emerged victorious. And he actually places better than what he did last year, because last year, I believe he was joint 7th. So now he'll get minimum 5th place here, so a big improvement, despite it being a different game here for one of Korea's finest.
It was definitely a heartfelt moment for Kawano. One of the fastest learners. He's grown so much from his career start in Street Fighter V. I gotta say, give it up one more time for one of Japan's finest, Kawano, for doing what couldn't be done before. One of the youngest to make it, I feel like.
Well deserved there for NL. Commiserations to Kawano, but again, this was a battle up close. Now, he did hit him with a huge suppressor. The way these guys were landing damage, it's a mirror match. It's going to be very similar. When your opponent does it to you, you automatically think, I've got to do it back to you in the same fashion, just to let you know I'm on the same wavelength, I'm at the same level as you. We saw a lot of risky plays from these guys, but it's Luke. I play risky on defense as well, especially to get out of such a dangerous situation in the corner. Sometimes these guys were so good at whiffing each other, they started to turn it into, right, I'm going to throw out this button to make you try and whiff punish it, and I'll clip the second button, which is brilliant there to see. They mixed it up here and there, trying to surprise each other, because you can't be too fundamental in this matchup. You've got to show a little bit of disrespect.
You can kind of see that as well when you see further on in the matches in the replay. NL had actually opted to go for a little bit of a different stagger approach. Now, although he's throwing out crouching medium punch sometimes, it is going to be safe, so you're thinking they're going to take their turn with the light, but no, he just delays his crouching medium punch even further. And even so, there were moments where he caught Kawano backwalking when he shouldn't, so he would also check that situation. Once that situation was already established, Kawano, I felt like he froze up a little bit, but again, the whiff punish game still so strong from NL. I think he got the ground covered up close, but man, his adaptation in neutral from further ranges, it was immaculate.
But like I said as well, that was a brilliant reaction there on the backdash to match level 1. I said when these guys are at a deficit, pay attention to how they try and force a comeback. They have to fight tooth and nail. They have to risk life and limb just to get back in and force a situation, which Luke is magnificent at doing there. But it's really difficult, especially when your guy has an abundance of health to work with. And a decent amount of drive damage, because they can turn it around and risk the burnout here. And sometimes you watch this mirror match, and it's like, hang on a minute. One guy's actually outplaying the other guy, but he's still lost. Kawano at times looks like he's winning a several amount of exchanges there, but still lost. And we had the pleasure of watching this time in and time out with Bonchan and Mena RD yesterday. So we soaked in enough Luke mirror match experience just last night.
We really have, yeah. And you see in the final moments as well, we talked about layering those buttons. We might have thought, perhaps NL was going to come in with something sneakier, right? Something a little bit later on the startup after the crouching medium punch, but he immediately caught Kawano off guard into a true frame trap, crouching strong into crouching jab and caught him with that level 3 towards the end. Excellent work, excellent layering up close from NL.
Sometimes that's what you need to do in the mirror match. Start off basic and then build on those building blocks.
I think he went reverse. Actually, I think he was 3 steps ahead, going with crouching medium punch and then a check with the low medium kick, or even a check with the staggered low medium punch. Then he reverted it back to the basics.
True. Well, we got to be swiftly moving on. Kawano's out of the tournament now. We're going to actually be saying goodbye to somebody else here, so they won't have a chance at the money between Gachikan and Safe. Safe probably didn't expect himself to get this far. He's having a good time. He's enjoying himself. Brilliant lad. Calm demeanor. He's playing with the utmost confidence as well. How he basically dismantled Phenom in that mirror match. I'm upset because
nobody called that, by the way.
nobody called
Everybody
that.
was going nuts. I know for sure the Midwest crowd is here in full effect, along with the Canadian crowd. They did not really know what to do with themselves when they see Safe taking down killer after killer after killer.
Dude, I love this guy's year in Street Fighter 5. I'm loving his philosophy on this game. But he's going up against a Capcom Cup champion. You will see him at Red Bull Kumite in New York as well. And Gachikin's in a weirdly unique position because of Rashid and how elusive and tricky he can be.
Right.
So let's test Safe's matchup knowledge against someone of Gachikin's caliber.
I mean, he's had that kind of experience with Dual Kevin in the past. Maybe not in the bracket, but probably overall, right?
Here we go, and then running into it there. I think that was a delayed jab. We got counter hit, but he already gets a delayed tech there. Wake up.
It's a firm on the target combo as well, getting that space and approaching. You saw that counter hit, Gachiku trying to press buttons on Wake Up. Speaking of, that's the right pair of buttons to make.
He saw the Jinrai, said, I'm not dealing with it. Even if he tried to bait it, he knew the risk that was entailed there. And he can whiff punish those with a heavy kick, with a hard punch on the crouch media kick, or even a stand heavy punch, which Safe just whiffed. Straight to the corner. What's the choice going to be? No tech from Gachikin.
Oh, good call out. Yeah, low medium kick immediately taking out the startup of the Dragon Lash. His back throw is significant.
Showing up the whirlwind there, and he's trying to see how Safe will react to the air current lingering out there. I don't think this matchup is too bad for Rashid, but when you're in a beneficial position, you take advantage of it. He's about to build level 2 as well, but he might save that for the next round. Delayed throw tip there again, interesting. Step kick could get challenged. A lot of the guys are whiffing here, but they're trying to get in.
Ah, the interruption against the overhead attempt. That Jinrai, although it was backed by the heavy, he could have gone into the light as well. I totally understand that, but Safe trying to play it unsafe. Gachiku sniping it out.
There you go. He's got interesting buttons. Unorthodox buttons are actually really potent in the neutral there, Rashid, and you've got to be very careful. Both of these guys got to be very careful with their projectiles. But already Gachikin finds himself trapped in the corner.
Oh, no conversion off of the crouch jab. We'll take that.
Big damage there. Is it safe? What are we going to do? Interesting.
Counter hit! Oh, you're stealing turns. But it doesn't matter what you say. Safe. Still managing to clear out the rest of that round without having to risk any bar, by the way.
He didn't believe he was actually going to get the counter hit there, so he went into a Dragon Lash, but he's going to set up a whirlwind here, and he's going to have to deal with it. He can't time a throw. That's going to be block stun. Oh,
Now we can. Oh, boy.
Still have to deal with it. The air current from Yasar lingers longer than the other two moves it does, and here comes a safe jump, but he might do an empty one first. Whoa! There you go!
We both guessed wrong.
Here you go. Set it up. Good damage coming in. That's going to be the Super Art 1.
Super Rashid kick.
To close it out. At game 1 there. And this is it. I like that he tests the waters because he wanted to see if you do an empty jump and go low and catch it there, but you still hold down back in that scenario as a Rashid player. And he gets in with the punish counter DI. And he'll take him straight to the corner with that amplified Shoryuken.
Plenty of damage on that. Counter hit again, but too far for the light kick. I understand Safe trying to walk up to take his turn back, but Gachiku ready with the button.
Try to bait a throw there with the front flip.
And I love Safe's responses to a block roundhouse, by the way.
That could have been punished there, that hard kick. That looks poorly spaced. The stand light kick probably could have clipped it there. And a perfect parry on the Dragon Lash. And he's just going to go for the heavy Eagle Spike. Oki instead. It was a bait. This is going to be huge for Gachikin. There you go.
Inside, what a backdash! But that was a counter hit. He couldn't get a conversion.
He thought he said punish counter, that's why.
Right.
There's a throw. And then a perfect parry on the overhead. And it looks like he's going to go for the side swap here. He's got to be very careful what he does. No delay tech there from Gachikin. He's got to hold this onslaught, but he decides not to.
You are taking the risk. You're throwing the dice like that. Gachikin, the audacity to give out that OD spinning mixer.
Well, the further away he runs in this set, the more risks he can take. That will be completely fine for his mental state.
Oh my God!
This is the shin kick from the Jinrai. It's a grab to make amends. He's going to be huge here for Gachikin if he can get out of this. He's looking for the side swap as well, and that's why he tried to go for a back throw.
Jesus!
All right, what we got? Level 2.
Jinrai got just enough, though, not just yet.
Okay, still holding it out here. He thought Gachikin would wake up with an option, and that's what he's looking for. Yasar's coming. No, he's going to charge this up instead.
That's how you feel?
Okay. I was surprised that he charged up a whirlwind shot instead of using Yasar, but I guess he was preserving it for the final round in case things went south, which that's exactly how it's panned out here. Overhead worked out. Not sure if that's what he wanted.
Either way, it was a little sneaky. Safe wasn't ready for it, and you got to be ready for this.
He's just going to walk up. Overhead. Going to hold it there. He's going to wait for it to come close to make it a true block string. You got to deal with this, and he doesn't deal with it. So here comes some Oki. That's plus. Oh, that works out actually because the Arabian Cyclone is a physical hit. It's not a projectile.
Good awareness from Safe to let that super art ring again, covering the aerial space. Jump medium punch.
The moment he sees the flip, he just back jumps. Yourself here again. Oh, you got to deal with this twice in one round. He's going to push him out of the whirlwind. No throw tech. Oh,
you literally said it. You literally just said, don't throw tech. And what it happened? You are actually on demon time.
Dude, I've watched this guy. I played a little bit Rashid, but the way he set up that tornado, he's going to push him out of it and then try and force that throw while it's slowly encroaching on you. It's uncomfortable, man. And I'm not even going to tell you, pay attention to the whirlwind because Rashid is absolutely problematic. Another fine start here for Safe.
Mix, but Gachikun, immaculate defense. I'm telling you, when we highlight Gachikun, we always talk about his movement and his defensive decision-making.
All right, there we go. Low on drive gauge. He can't parry unless it's a perfect parry, and he tried. This is big here for Gachikun. Try to get a throw tech there, and that was accidental, so he's going to get punished. He can make amends with a choice, but he's worried about the EX spinning mixer. There's a throw. Can he dash in? No. Hard kick there. If that jump will...
You already know he's trying to set up for the Isari. Does so successfully after the OD tornado. Now, Category 5. Shout out to the BFFs, man.
Got to deal with it. Throw tech again. Lovely stuff there from Safe. And again, what a defensive sequence there from Safe. He's got to take the round after that. It's a tall order. It's almost insurmountable.
He's got the bar to do it. Oh, man!
He's conditioned him, especially with all the whirlwinds that are coming out.
Even his conditioning has been conditioned, man. Gachikun is just all over the place.
He's looking to run rampant in this set there. That was negative on block, but it was Safe. There you go, cancelling it there. He doesn't want Safe getting any momentum, any pressure going there, and that block, this is huge. He's burnt out as well. Charge the whirlwind shot, get the pressure. He's got to deal with that.
The chip damage as well, of course, covering the options of the jump out, heavy spinning mixer, applying all the plus frames as well. Just the sequence alone does so much damage. And of course...
And I think he's done. If he does this whole thing correctly, he's going to build the bar, medium spinning mixer. Not even, he's going for the different version, and Super Rashid kick will close this out.
Oh my God! How much damage was that?
That was enough. Thank you very much, Capcom, for putting this crazy character in the game because it remains, and the Rashid specialist advances deeper into the bracket. Angry Bird said, look, here's my hot take. He may take the tournament. Well, he's off to a fine start here in this top 8. He fell to DCQ earlier, and he's still got a chance. Like I said, he's in a weirdly unique position with the character, the trickery, and again, this is the person you don't want to bump into in bracket.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, former Capcom Cup champion. He's gone through a significant struggle trying to pick a character. As soon as Rashid came out, he adapted perfectly. The most dominant force that we could ask for with this character. And just taking a look at Soap, I will say this though, Safe had such a fantastic start on offense. You know, some of the conversions he had missed from the counter hit, still being able to recover afterwards, sign of an extravagant player. But overall, some of the decisions from Gachikun on defense is what really took out Safe.
Is brilliant from start to finish there from Gachikun. Got a couple of perfects there. All the optimal Rashid combos. He showed him so many different safe jumps. His neutral game was pretty on point. How he conditioned Safe to tech. I like that Safe was still determined to still try and aim for a perfect parry, to still try and keep himself in this dogfight. It was a hard-earned effort there, but unfortunately, he just fell short. And even times where he went for the right choice, I guess it was just a slight misunderstanding on spacing. But yeah, not seeing how to really comfortably deal with it. Because how often does he get put in these situations? And then again, this is what it was. You put the tornado on top of them here, you push them out.
So tough too. Again, there's certain moments where, or certain distances where you can't even try to go for a throw.
This was brilliant. That defensive sequence there, and even, because he threw tech so much, you've stayed locked into that mental state.
That's right.
That you think Gachikun's going to be so stubborn that he's going to throw you, that he thinks you're crazy, but nah, he changed it up there. And then when you're in burnout against Rashid, especially in the corner, good luck when you're knocked down.
Yeah, so many plus frames to start off with, and again, just that harassment with the special moves on top of that. It's just draining out so much of the life. And you see Safe kind of like reeled back in his seat, was not ready for that drive impact, despite having 2 bars to his name. Gachikun was willing to take that risk because of that significant life lead overall. But man, this combo did not end. Well, it ended something, but I gotta say,
into this top 8 run here.
Hey, yo,
But you can see
Kokujin
it.
being here is actually godlike,
Dude.
by the way.
So there was someone I could hear shouting, and the talent team were like, or the talent manager was like, who's that shouting? I said, it's probably a Japanese fan. And it's like, who? I said, there's only
Not
one
just
person.
any fan.
It's only one person that does that.
Legendary.
So shout out to Kokujin. He's always been repping the flag. He's been showing it up there for Kawano and Fudo and so on and so forth. But this is what the bracket's looking like now. 2 players have left the top 8, Kawano and Safe. Commiserations to Safe. I've been
One
thoroughly
more time,
impressed.
please, 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 for our North American representative, Safe. Give it up for him. It is fantastic, Ken. Looking forward to seeing him in the next season because, man, he made it mad far with the Midwest on his back. Toronto, stand up. That's your boy.
Well, it has been phenomenal to be calling the action here, but you know what we got to do? We got to take that short break. But before that, I've got to thank the peoples. We use these headsets. The pros are using these headsets, and you see it there with SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro. We're getting closer and closer to that $1 million prize. And the pro players that have used this have won more prize money using the SteelSeries gear than any other brand. And this week, they're going to help someone in the Street Fighter community become a millionaire. So big shout outs to these guys. And we've got some SteelSeries staff in the building here. So hopefully they're enjoying the action as much as we are. But again, much appreciated for being our official headset sponsor.
And I'm pretty sure with $1 million, you could buy the entire collection multiple times over. But for those of you tuning in at home, be sure to check out stormco.com.hk for some of the Storm collectible classics and iconic gaming characters that have been brought back to life. And look at the high quality collectible action figures that you put on your shelf for decoration, etc. Even if you're just a fan, some of the variants that we haven't seen before now in full detail. Shinakuma, one of my favorites on the middle left. Violent Ken, for the very, very first time, also available. Be sure to check them out with the QR code on the top right and get your collectibles going.
Well, we're going to do the right thing and go for an esports break. But when we come back, I'll put this money away. I'm going to buy some stuff at the bar. Drinks are on me. See you shortly.
All right, let's get it. Yeah! Peaceful, baby! Sure thing. Let's dance. Hey, where's my bed?
Watching all as I command the stage. On 2, 3. Make way for the ninja star. From the Boshinu. I live for battle. Second helping of you. The time for battle is here. Wants to duke it out with me?
Shall we begin then? Do you need to take a rest? Do enjoy it.
I'm game if you are. You'll see.
Yeah! We gonna crank it up! Let's get it on! Alright!
Another mission awaits. Do you plan to fight at all?
Quiet! Alright, I'm ready! Your footwork's sloppy. This the mine?
Behold this body of work! You are lucky! Get ready! I'll show you strong!
Allow yoga to guide you. What is it? The power of yoga.
I'll show you the power of my kung fu.
I'm ready for you! Just bring it!
Think you could break my defense? Got you in my sights. Smart choice. Bring it. time to shine bright. And if you try to stop me, then you're gonna pay the price. All them late nights finally paid nights. Awake in my dreams, but you could call me the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm focused. You know how bad I want this. I'm giving it my all. Never before this moment is golden. I control it. All eyes on me. I see I'm watching. Once I'm locked in, ain't no way that I'm stopping. Clocked in. It's time to put in work. Go berserk. I'm in my zone until I'm first. Believe me when I say nobody can see me. This a product of hustle. I just make it look easy.
Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I'm ahead of the game. They'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I belong in the #1 spot. I always keep the business nothing personal. When you always see nothing, I just barely scratch the surface.
Capcom Cup 10. We're here live on this stage at the Avalon.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And of course, if you are lucky enough to have gotten a ticket to this sold-out crowd, you have been in for an amazing show. You've got all kind of prizes. Speaking of prizes, can we get some more talent out here right now, please, for all of our people? My man's James Chin. Please make some noise for everybody. Tasty Steve, St. Cola, all that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely a celebration. And at this point, we are down to our final 6 competitors. One more time, can we please make some noise for your Capcom 10 Poppin'! Next year, man, y'all gotta make sure you get your tickets as soon as they drop. The sold-out crowd is crazy. Please make sure we throw out these t-shirts right now. The people want them. The people want them. Shoot the cannon.
Shoot the cannon, shoot the cannon. Ready, whoa!
Oh! Wins. First group F, and now the cannon. Look at my man David. Look at my man David. Do we have the cannon? Come on, we need the cannon before we go. We need the cannon. Give me an unloaded cannon, Rob. Let's right the wrong right now. Where are we going with it? Yes, sir. Ladies and that's the first one. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get back to our matches. Let's send things up to our commentators, Vicious and Jammer.
Next year, you have to cop, you have to come, because again, Capcom Cup is where it's at. So many prizes to deliver. So many of your favorite players are here, and also the big community vibes. And it ain't nothing without the community vibes, and that is for sure. Vicious back on the mic with Jammers. And man, we have our top 6 to go through. But not just that, we're starting back into the losers bracket.
We creep closer and closer to that grand prize here. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick, because we will be starting back from this break with DCQ running it back against another Luke player in NL. He fell short to Chris Wong, 3-1 in the winner's side. He can make amends here and try and aim for that run back, but this is a tall order. Like I said, NL is very good at understanding the pressure, the psychological mindset of players under conditions like these, and he's been running at people, running rampant against them. Literally, knuckle do, Xian, and he beat Kawano in the mirror. Now he has a chance to beat one of the best JPs in the business with DCQ. And if anything, if he watched what happened with Chris Wong and DCQ, when his neutral was getting punished severely by whiffing and committing to the down forward heavy punch, he will take those notes, but he's got to be careful about whiffing his own normals and heavy attacks there.
That's truly Vicious. NL, you got to take that page book from Chris Wong's Bible of Luke, but it's going to be DCQ. He's not even going to give NL a chance to whiff a button or press one for that matter.
And the departure looming over his head there, lets it automatically detonate. It catches him with the brutal spike, and he gets the DI.
I like
Always
that
do
option
it.
select just in case they drop the timing. DCQ, not only the damage, but also the departure right in front. NL, he gets snapped on.
All the top players are doing it, man. And he tried to do a back medium punch for whatever reason. He gets throw bait, and he's actually near burnout here. So all he's got to do is block a normal. And there you have it. Puts him in burnout here. He's got regular amnesia, he's got level 1, but he's going to cancel into the level 1.
That was so slick. Even after the launch of the target combo, DCQ was caught mid-air, hence the air reset, and was able to land in time to punish successfully.
That was lucky for him, a happy accident as we like to call them there, and he has to be very careful. Hopefully he hasn't got PTSD in that mid-range because of what Chris Wong did to him.
Oh, definitely not. Well, actually maybe. NL, striking first already. Dash up. Checking with a low medium punch. Again, the stop sign of a medium kick. And I like the interruption against the forwards. Heavy punch.
Could have been a frame trap there if he committed to the target combo, but he didn't want to do that. Gets a back throw. He's about to build Super Art 2 as well. Good exchange there with the departure. And here you go, good conversion. And he looks like he's going to go for the full thing.
You got to set it for level 2.
No,
you have
level
enough
1
damage.
can do it. Level 1 should do it.
Not enough. Don't let it happen like this. Oh, don't let it happen like this. What did I just say? Does he build enough? No, he dropped the timing. But still, NL on offense.
That's going to
Level 2.
punish.
That's going to punish it indeed.
Here we go.
And of course, the riskiest thing you could ask for, the sweep.
Dude, if that was blocked, that was -10. That could still be caught by a level 1. I'm not sure level 2 would have worked because basically...
No. I don't think the hurt box lingers enough for you to get that really, really close.
Well, I mean, even level 2 basically goes nowhere. It was basically like the CA in Street Fighter 5, and that went nowhere anyway, so it had to be guaranteed punish. But DCQ gets the first game. This is what happened against Chris Wong. So let's see how NL adapts. He's still whiffing that crouching medium kick in the mid-range.
How many times has NL dropped the important flash knuckle sequences? That's twice over. One was for the game, or the round, no, game winner, excuse me. But this time, starting things off, he had already missed the timing.
Try to feint there, and he gets the parry bait with the back throw and sets up. Nice departure, and will let it loom over his head. I like that NL stopped throwing sand blasters because of the automatic detonation.
You saw movement as the option from DCQ. He tried to jump out of the way, but the free jump frames does get clipped, and NL firing away with the sand blaster. A little bit of the stop sign from medium kick, trying to find his way in DCQ. No Phantoms inbound just yet.
Outside of certain buttons, DCQ's not prioritizing with punishing Luke's buttons. He's looking for something else. Some arbitrary knockdown or something there, and he beat him to the punch. No drive rush cancel, but there it is on block. Resets things to neutral again. He's got to capitalize. Ooh, that was huge!
You're talking about capitalized? Again, what is happening? Oh, this is huge. This is even bigger. Don't drop that.
He kept
Don't
it
drop the rest of that.
He kept it simple with the sand blaster into the heavy uppercut. Didn't even need the uppercut version there, but again, DCQ falling short in the neutral here. Perfect parry, gets the throw. Has to be laser focused on how he defends, gets the parry, and he's going to side swap and burn him out. This is what's going to happen. He might only need one DI and set up something nasty. There it is. Okay, he's going to have to do the second one. And he sets up something else instead.
I think he's looking for that either way. Yeah, he's going to set him up. Nice! With a switch up on the mix of the target combo.
Here comes the pressure. He's got to guess the ghost, and he guesses correctly.
He guessed correctly.
Because that is one of the most deceptive mix-ups for JP in the corner. Beautiful guess. And I saw a down forward heavy punch come out again.
And he ducked last minute jammers.
He didn't want to burn himself out because he wasn't sure if that combo was going to kill him to the level 1. The crouching fist gets the trade.
Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed the throw was coming? DCQ more than ready to take that risk. Either way, NL with the uppercut already ready for DCQ's approach in the air. This neutral has been so aggressive from the side of NL.
He has indeed. Trapped in the corner, and that was ambiguous. I don't think he knew which side, so he didn't want to commit. So he takes the light combo instead, and he's back to full screen. Now he's hit with a medium. He's tried a heavy, tried to sneak in there with a dry brush light. That was not what he wanted.
And NL tried to pursue afterwards. That was a counter hit from DCQ.
Good fade away. The check there as well. He's going to set up shop there with the departure and then close the gap. I like that he dashed in and walked away to see what DCQ would react to with that dash. One buffer into level 3. He's going to get the conversion to level 3 if that crouching medium kick connects.
Flash and green, both on the other side as well. NL still trying to chase down DCQ. So elusive, as we had alluded to earlier. We talked about it. DCQ, one of the toughest to nail down. And again, that very, very last delayed tech throw, creating so much space between the two.
Good resilience on defense here. Takes the grab this time round. He can afford that. He's got a colossal life.
Oh my! What was that?
He's being patient about it. And NL needs some drive gauge to work before he commits to a drive rush cancel again. He needs a bit. And he's going to have to deal with this. What's the commitment going to be? Jumps away.
The defense!
Beautiful.
So important to get out of that situation. It could have caused him a burnout. Heck, he could have gotten opened up.
That was a masterclass, which means if DCQ gets a conversion, he can't actually get the rounds because he hasn't got level 3 available.
Not even trying to anti-air.
He's focused on something else.
Oh boy. He's focusing on something else for sure.
Still got the level 3, 10 seconds on the clock here. He needs to make a big commitment. And
that is a huge punish counter. What?
Here he comes, and it's going to freeze the timer as well, so it doesn't matter. And it's going to give him the life lead he needs. It's not going to take the round, but he can back away. He can throw a sandblast to keep DCQ in check as well if he wants. And he waits, and he knew DCQ had to take the fight to him, which is why he was completely fine with dealing with that. Safe option, like I said, sandblaster could have worked there as well. He kept it fine. Looks like DCQ is going to have a change of scenery. which is much needed, but he does not want to get double jeopardy by a loop.
I think that was beautifully done from NL with the situational awareness, really containing the possible chaos, considering what DCQ had left in stores with the drive gauge. I think that was the most optimal thing you could have done. Not trying to back away, not trying to play the timeout, forcing the error upon DCQ. That was stupendous.
It was sensational indeed. Gets a costume change back to the default. Sometimes a change of attire could do the trick in fighting games. But let's see what happens here. He really has to be careful with his neutral because that's where NL has been beating him most of the time. You can't rest on your laurels in the neutral game either with your zoning game because NL's actually been getting through that.
That's something we haven't seen ring out ever from NL, at least thus far in top 8.
Drive rushes in. He tried to run away. We haven't seen an amnesia yet, so let's see what happens. And he blocks it out for now.
The third one, a little bit too far, a little overzealous on that one. NL trying to reach down below, but DCQ having the whip punish ready.
Walks away. He's trying to wait for some drive gauge to come back while anticipating a perfect parry as well.
Word.
He's going to have to make sure that departure stays on screen. He's only going to get one to connect because the other one disappeared. Chases him down, tries to bait something here. Almost trying to get a throw tech there, but good fade away again. Look at these perfect parries there from DCQ. About to get Lavushka ready. Just weighing it down. Here it comes.
You just called it out. What's the defensive choice?
No, he got hit this time. It's going to be a full conversion into the OD stalagmites because at some point you're going to capitulate and try and force yourself out of the situation. But sometimes doing nothing is the best option you can do. Throw tech there from DCQ. I've got to say, dealing with the strike throw situation, especially after a drive rush cancel block, he's played much better, much more comfortable as opposed to when he was fighting Chris Wong. Maybe it was that first set jitters because they were to kick things off in this top 8.
Man, what a delay on that crouching medium punch after the drive rush. DCQ not even trying to press the button after that, but speaking of, does get the counter hit, full conversion off of the standing light.
I love it. Always dashing forward, perfect parry, and he gets the full conversion.
It's too far out. It's way too far out. It's so troublesome for Luke players to get that exact punish counter into a crouching heavy punch because of the pushback on it.
Has no horizontal range or a lack of horizontal range as well, that button there, the crouching hard punch.
It compensates with all the verticals.
You know? Blaster again, no big risk here from DCQ. He's just waiting to try and respond to what NL does. Takes a grab. He can't take another one. That's why he's fighting back.
Yeah. Bang, bang.
So that will be the round here. NL does have a fully locked and loaded level 3. DCQ needs that level 2 to be ready and available himself to change things around. Again, he's always been jumping away. You can chase that down with level 1 and level 3. We saw Luke players do that earlier today, but I guess he's picking...
do it.
Yeah, I guess he's picking the opportune moment to do so. So again, he's got to make a choice now, DCQ.
That was a reversal. The reversal
He said
what?
parry. He said parry.
Had to be parry, okay. Okay.
Here comes Lavushka. I think he's going to go for the damage. Looks like it. Yep, he's going to keep it clean. Set up a departure as well. What's the choice from NL? Jumps away.
Good defensive decision making from NL, sniping him out of the way. Another level 3 incoming. You already know what it is. That's game 2 in the pocket of NL.
It's going to be 6 punches that takes him into the lead in this set. Remember, loser goes home. NL is 2-1 up here. Could this be his time?
We're trying to see and find the adaptation coming in from DCQ as we take our time out into the character selection screen. Now, there are some things that NL hasn't really shown us up until this point in terms of his offense, I feel like. Again, him prioritizing some of the light pressure, some of the safer pressure, getting some of the real frame traps going and forcing DCQ to make those errors. I feel like he hasn't gone to that as often up until this point.
Because his match presence is so strong, it's overwhelming. So DCQ really doesn't want to afford to do an amnesia and have it not work out in his favor because it'll make him detrimental position. And he's trying to keep it neutral as well. And NL's actually been phenomenal at handling the level 2 super art as well, by the way. Checks it out here.
Knocking on the door, does a departure setup. Yes, sir.
Ah, okay, so he looks like he was going to vacate into the Doctor Strange universe, but he came back and joined us. Forgot his keys.
Forgot his key. Oh, that was so delayed. DCQ, I can't even imagine what that anti-air attempt was.
Hit him with the hammer of justice there and gets the forward throw. Hits him down with a forward throw again, and he might try to sneak in a third one if he has to, and he tried. He tried to tech.
It doesn't matter, though. He managed to get the third spine buster after what could have been kind of disastrous. He did get the appropriate throw bait. The counters there, the jumping heavy punch, just not good enough.
He seems very scared in the neutral, the mid-range
What in the world?
Yeah, being stubborn enough and gets his conversion. Builds up another super art here as well. Still no amnesia. He has to jump out. He's being very safe with his defensive choices here, DCQ. He's doing things in trepidation at this point. Suppressor blocks it out. He does not know what to do. He doesn't know how to counter this.
The stagger as well. NL is looking for DCQ to walk back. He does. That micro step backwards opened up everything for DCQ now.
Level 3, yes he does. And this is not going to put him full screen. This is going to put him at a decent range here. Can set up a departure, but I don't think he wants to splurge that meter. Not there. That's why he went for a throw instead. That medium punch on the counter hit, doesn't get anything. Charges up after what he did. Dude, you do not want this to turn into a calamitous situation. He's overwhelming him.
I think it has been.
It's away, overhead, blocked. He can mash out a super at some point if you're not careful. He's going to bait him into doing a phantom or something so he can catch it. Oh, no whip punish!
Whip punish.
Can he build level 1 in time? No. Just holding it down here. NL just needs one drive rush opening if he gets it, but no, he can actually chip him instead. And that's what he was looking for.
What was that? What was that? You saw the attempt at the reversal from NL.
He had other ideas. He was mashing after 2 OD moves were unsuccessful here. And it puts DCQ with a little bit of a lifeline. Throw him a bone and he'll take it. Try to check with each other with the crouching medium punches. Not quite working out here. DCQ's been on the back foot for the most part, but he's managed to turn things around from a dangerous scenario. Looks away as well. Taking that risk there. Try to bait something. Burns himself out.
DCQ is not biting for any of the green stuff right now. These drive rushes have not found any of the options that he was looking for on offense. DCQ now able to swing a little bit more comfort because of the fact that NL is in this burnout state now. DCQ, he's looking to walk him down a little bit more towards the middle screen, but
it's allowing NL to replenish his drive gauge, and it's completely refreshed now. By not doing anything, he actually gave NL a second round of dry stock, and he could have got a button into that.
He maybe thought the spike was going to come in time for the punish counter.
He did, and he blocks it out. Sneaks in a throw for 20%.
Departure at the time.
Oh, hello, I didn't see that before.
Snap, by the way.
This is good, but NL still looking for that drive rush opportunity. Almost got it. Put him in near burnout as well. Can't be too risky with any spike or any jump. Perfect parry, closing the gap. He wants a drive rush cancel there. Does DCQ. He doesn't want to take a fat combo into CA. He really doesn't want this.
That was such a sneaky dash.
Well-timed dash as well.
That could have been huge. Oh, he's
not biting. He's not biting. He's not biting. Not now, because he'll lose the game if he does it.
He's out. Yeah, he's just trying to clear the distance.
Dude, he is shook right now. He is so shook right now.
His micro walk back again saves the day. DCQ still in the game, 2 apiece. What a decision to micro walk back.
The determination. After having throws blown up earlier in the set, he said, I am not doing this. I will be tenacious in this regard. And again, because if he makes that mistake, he's out of the tournament. And we saw NL try and take advantage of that with those arbitrary dashes, catching that grab, and he thought he could condition him into doing something else. But he said, I am not biting.
Not at all, by the way. There were so many moments where I was so certain DCQ is like, you gotta throw out a normal there, brother. You gotta throw. You gotta do something.
No.
Even maybe movement.
But
the right movement that he did pick was that micro step back in that mid-range. Beautiful deck of DCQ. Dude, he's got a good head on his shoulders, man.
That's why these players at the highest level have to make these chief executive officer decisions. And there's our first amnesia, but he's gonna successfully deal with it. Walks away. Low on drive gauge here, and I saw a down forward heavy punch. Gonna come out once again. Oh, checking in with that medium kick.
The aggression. Yeah, he made it a true frame trap, as we were talking about, after the brutal spike.
Snaps his fingers, and NL's always dashing after the departure's placed above his head, just to remove that factor just for a split second before he goes back to see how DCQ reacts. Throwing out that crouching medium punch with malicious intent. Not before DCQ gets his conversion. He's low on drive gauge here. And he needs to play a zoning game while NL is actually trying.
Oh, what an empty jump that could have been so severe against NL.
No counter hit there, has to take the grab. What's the choice? DCQ wakes up with a button. He tried to get a stride bulk, but it didn't come out. Don't bait anything.
Whoa.
I think he caught him walking forward just for a pixel. I think he caught him walking forward.
That's the second time we've seen DCQ try to walk down NL, being in burnout, and he was just a little bit too antsy.
But he couldn't walk away either because there's nowhere to go to because he was trapped in the corner. See, he's going to get the conversion into the stalagmite. And then another forward dash there. And then he decides to make an action. Wake up.
A slight hezzy, getting a full dump out of damage. The Oki's there, spine buster, that's one. Dash up normally.
Nah, he's not taking, mate. He tried to get out and he anticipated the jump out there and he's still firm in his ground. He's going to try and escape a different way. Oh, and that is going to close it out. Conversion into the level 3. He tried to get escape time and time again, but he got swatted by the newspaper. And that is going to be NL advancing deeper into the bracket and closer to the grand prize.
It's so tough to see it go down the way it does because they are teammates after all in Street Fighter League. For the amount of practice that they've had, the growth they've had with each other league after league, it's insurmountable, man. This experience to have to face off against each other in the single stage is one for the ages. NL making a deep run on the loser side.
It looked extremely shaky. But when you're playing as JP and you have such phenomenal tools, an abundance of tools to work with in that toolbox, it's hard to pick the right one against the Hammer of Justice sometimes because he's just that strong and he's just that aggressive with his damage output. So again, we saw things. He seemed a bit more confident as opposed to when he was fighting Chris Wong, but even then, I sensed hesitation, I sensed reluctance in that gameplay. But he found his confidence back and he was slowly clawing his way back in, but still, he was fighting from the corner the vast majority of the time.
He really was, and to be honest, NL was tightening up the screws, right? How often do we see a heavy normal whiff or whiff punish, to be fair? But yeah, he hadn't whiffed any of those big heavy normals that we were used to seeing him do. Kind of maybe try to go for a counter poke. He's kept it nice and tight majority of the times, especially after the strings of lights, and if he gets the stagger, he's looking for majority of the time DCQ to flinch, but we didn't really get to see that flinch towards the end of the set.
What I found interesting...
Oh, the Hammer of Justice. That's got to be renamed, right? It has to be.
Shout out to Ending Walker, he told me that name. But what I noticed as well is when DCQ was trapped in the corner, it was much more difficult. It was such a Herculean task to get out of the corner as opposed to when NL was getting out of the corner because you just weren't sure and you were so frightened about his damage output converting from anything and anywhere. Remember, his crouching medium punch and crouching medium a drive rush cancelable. Your crouching medium hit isn't. It can pester the opponent, it can badger them, but it doesn't get you the full conversion you want. And sometimes when he did get the counter hit, the punish counter, he didn't get the knockdown. And that was the most important thing he needed. And then again, so you see it right here. Wasn't biting. That looked like a delayed backdash or jump. Something happened there. Right. But NL was ready for that. And boy, is he feeling proud. He's had a very difficult run today. When you look at all the names he's been fighting, and boy, does the momentum continue. Because one thing these top players will always tell to each other and us as talent is it's hard for certain players to keep that momentum when they've created it, when they've gathered it. That's what's difficult. But it looks like NL finds himself in the losers semi-final, the final four players here, Vicious.
That is a big chunk of change. Speaking of which, now we got to change it up to Lashar versus Gachi-kun. All right, all right.
Okay, Chun-Li versus Rashid. Lashar still doing the business, and Gachi-kun. Now, he's got a wealth of experience in this matchup.
No doubt.
Okay.
Sakonoko as well, but yeah, Moke has been like the #1 target for Japan.
Yeah, they've played various others as well. I think there's a guy called CPU level 5 or something on CFN I've seen them play. And now, I personally don't like this matchup on paper because, again, Rashid's mid-screen game, it's decent, but it's not his forte. He's supposed to whiff punish and counter poke you and send you straight to the corner with an eagle spike. Chun-Li, she dictates the neutral because her buttons do half the work for her. Once you're in the corner, it's a little bit of a different story. Lashar has got enough experience in this matchup facing Gachi-kun himself and other Rashids. We'll see how it goes.
He had enough space to actually get the slide. It was like 20 frames first, right?
Well, because Kikoken's slow, you can get the run start up and then dash up under it.
I was just very surprised because of the spacing involved.
I want to see how Gachi-kun forces Lashar to try and parry or even try and force...
Word, he does it a punch.
He's always struggling. He's always trying to react to an airborne movement, not checking what it is.
I feel like you could kind of treat that as like a delayed jury dive kick, which is what Uma had been doing to Lashar to catch a Tensho kick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention as well, but good call on that. And he's going to burn himself here. Set up a safe jump. And the perfect parry stays in front. Yeah, someone did a tech video on that, and he's going to interrupt with a level 2. And that could be the round.
More than enough damage to continue on Lashar. And even if it didn't kill, he still had a safe jump in the pocket.
Drive rush is in, round start, but then a drive rush cancel as a rebuttal there from Rashid. And here comes Hurricane Rashid. Block.
Good defense.
He's just going to punish you or bait you with a medium. Look at that drive gauge damage there, Vicious.
That could have been disastrous. Oh, either way, that round was clipped as a punish counter.
I think that's the first heavy kick I've seen from Lashar in a little while.
I agree,
that's not in a combo, by the way. Gets a forward throw. And that almost got him. He could have actually punished that, I think, Gachi-kun. Or like tried to challenge it with a DI or something.
Challenge it, yes, with a DI. Punish it, I don't think so.
Okay, just holding the parry there as well. Probably waiting for a jump, but a drive rush cancels to force the scenario. Takes the grab because he gets some drive gauge back as he's knocked down. But what a check from one of the best light punches in the game. Another throw tick there. out. Yeah, he tried to see the Tencho kick.
Oh, that was such an interesting trade.
If that didn't trade, Lashar would have won the game.
Oh! It didn't matter. Still found the opening with a low medium kick, one of the strongest tools in Chun-Li's arsenal.
And this is the interesting thing about this matchup. Rashid has crouching medium kick drive rush cancel.
Right.
Again, it's got decent range, but you're going up against one of the longest reaching crouching medium
no
kicks in the
doubt.
game.
That is an historic normal that blows up everybody. If anything, Rashid might be contender number 2 for really, really low medium. Maybe Jury. Maybe Jury.
But
No, not
listen,
all right.
Listen, he
Pretty
has
good.
to be meticulous with his spacing. If he's fixated on trying to whiff punish that button, I don't agree with it, but he can do, but he's got to use other normals instead. Maybe
Actually, it's, what is it, like 7 frames?
No, it's like 8.
It's 8? Okay. I was going to say, if anything, it compensates with like the startup being a little bit quicker, but I guess I was wrong.
Gets the drive rush cancel there, and he's going to set up an overhead maybe? No, he's going to dash and try and get a throw bait instead.
Oof.
This is what I mean. You can't keep trying to resort to that. All right, the button challenge there. The amber on the drive gauge. Hasn't risked the jump yet either, because Lashar's been throwing out some dangerous Kokokens, but people haven't been jumping them. He's probably... Oh!
Wow!
I think
What was it, the crouching heavy punch?
It's a very good button in neutral, by the way.
This is fine.
He tried to jump.
Again! Oh, back-to-back Tencho decisions. I think that's fine, at least for the life advantage that he had up until
Still
this
got
point.
his supers to defend him, and that was a frame trap there. It might be the true block trigger. There's the stun. He didn't get his level. He didn't get any of his supers out, and that's going to be the round.
Yes, Arcade, Super Rashid kick, Gachikun in the first round of game number 2, Lashar. I like the idea. 2 jabs could have gone into a super. Maybe a 3rd jab is what he was going for, but either way.
It could have been muscle memory into DI, and he forgot, but he was
Perhaps.
still in there. And he's still trying to do a low forward, and he's getting whip punished in the process with his own crouching medium kick.
That was so tricky.
Managed to avoid it, though. And here comes the level 2. Not quite just yet. Protect there from Lashar.
I thought it would be from here.
Now, he needs the space, but Lashar's not going to give it to him because he's going to push him right back where he came from. Set up something nasty.
2 dash over. Counter hit!
Here we go. Is he going to spin a mixer or leave it? He wakes up with a level 1 instead, and it hits, and he gets the pose for the camera.
And he still gets a low medium kick as well. Not going to be overzealous, but yes, sir. Gets a full-on conversion.
Good choice because it makes enough space instead of pursuing the knockdown instead. That was the wrong choice. That was the wrong choice. There was not enough space and there was not enough time. So the whirlwind counters the Hazanshu, and it actually makes it 1 apiece here. Tantamount is the scoreline.
Ooh. Good time to play Lashar. Actually baiting out Gachikun 2 times over already. Nearly 50% gone.
Got to firm it.
In the throw range. Does get the throw. You see the counter hit. Counter hit again. No conversion. The handshake of doom. Again, how often has he been clipped trying to anti-air Gachikun?
I think he might have to let a jump go at some point, but that chicken doesn't have to change from gear 1. Gets the conversion into the light eagle spike. That is perfect parry.
It's fine.
All right.
It's fine for Gachikun.
Yeah, he recovered in time. That was hella active for a little while. Escapes. Almost got the trade. He used to do an SF5 a lot. Super successful at doing that. He's going to build level 2 in time. No. Gotta get throw bait. Hold it down here. He's about to build a hurricane, but not unless the Lashar takes it from him, and that was negative. What was that?
That was light, was it not?
Yeah. But shouldn't that have worked anyway? He could lose the round from this. He's got to do the full thing. Can he get the Arabian sky high, and it should get the kick? And there you have it.
There he is. There's your guy.
Takes the round.
You called and he delivered.
Hey, listen, man, he's up to me. I'm just a backup dancer. Light eagle spike into the overhead conversion. Takes it straight to the corner. Is he going to set up an overhead this time round? No, that looks nasty, but there was an overhead.
I was trying to look at the frame data from Chun-Li. I could have sworn that was a standing jab.
I'm pretty sure he
what
was,
a
but he got
whiff punish, dear God.
Is he going to side switch for the mix-up though, or take the spacing? He's going to take the quarter carry with the heavy spinning bird kick. What a bait. This is huge. Will Gachi confirm it or try and escape after this Tencho kicks? He will firm it.
Man, the Serenity stream is so tough to even try to play defense again because Lashar is just giving so many different types of looks. Gachikun, we talk about his impeccable defense, not quite in level 2 territory. He could set it up.
He's got to back away. Yeah, he's fine. From here, he's fine. And he's just going to walk into it. Good choice there. He's still got 1 more hit of that, I think. No,
he still found a way to sneak in the standing jab, getting the full conversion into the handshake.
Sometimes you have to be obstinate and take the fight to Rashid and surprise him, even if it costs you. But he gets that conversion. Overheads, trying to run away, didn't quite work out, so a safe jump setup is coming. Is he going to keep it an empty one, or is he going to go? He keeps it empty. It's away. We're waiting there. He's low on drive gauge, so he can't afford to do a drive rush cancel at the moment. He needs to do another conversion. Wow. Yeah, he couldn't get a sweep from there. He definitely could have done a roundhouse. For a sec.
As well.
He needs a level 2 to surefire this victory.
Lashar, not gonna go down without a fight. Oh, potential.
This is good.
Way to make Gachikun honest off of that drive rush. You already know what time it is. Soul 10 Ranka. The damage, significant. Gachikun sitting on 2 bars as well. What's going to be the situation?
If he sacrifices level 1, he's not going to get level 2. He wants level 2 in some space. I don't think Lashar's going to give it to him. I don't think Lashar's going to give it to him. This
Not
is it.
At all.
To me, it looked like he prioritized saving Yashar to turn this around, because if he gave up with Super Rashid kick, it would have been much more difficult to come back in this run. But it's 2-1 hit to Lashar. Whoever leaves this or loses this, they go home, man.
You don't think it would have hit for too much damage to possibly kill Lashar in that moment?
Nah, he probably still would have been alive, but he needs it to get the round, and he does get an OD spinning mixer instead.
What a time to counter hit, too.
Low forward, low, yeah, but he didn't want to drive rush cancel. You don't want to commit to an eagle spike, it's not going to hit.
It's fair.
Nice. I forget that special cancelable her touching short. But he's still getting a lovely conversion here, and he should set up a safe jump.
That's so deep.
Still front.
Excellent decision. Yo, Gachikun, a slight delay on the back throw. Now forward throw, moving on in there. He is in the green still, so he can kind of pretty much prioritize that.
He's got the meter. Oh, and that's going to be the round. What a timely choice with the crouching median kick. And he's going to play level 2 to not mess around and put himself at set point here, Lashar.
The Dark Horse continuing his reign, whether it was on the winner's side, now on the loser's side. The former Capcom Cup champ in peril.
Quick cut buttons, and he's going to go for an eagle spike. Not set up anything, try to get a mix up there. You do go behind the opponent if it's on quick rise with that flip. 3-piece, he's got to set up a whirlwind. He's got to push him to the corner as well, he has to. And he's got to use it. He's got to use it now.
Oh my!
And he gets the full hits as well, because there's still 1 hit lingering, and he should be able to take this round as well. He's got to do the whole thing, and he missed it.
dropped it. It's so difficult to get at the last second. But the saving grace of the throw, even after the scramble, Gachikun with the full composure and the presence of mind to get the throw against Lashar.
That was very difficult there to get that tight link with the air down medium punch, but another whiff punish. I've been talking about this the whole time. He can't try and contest with the first lady of fighting games and footsies. Trade. Uh-oh, this is huge.
This is more than huge. This is Song 10 Ranka territory. The damage, significant again. I was gonna do the whole line.
I mean, I wouldn't OD spinning mixer to get out here if I were you. You gotta wait, yeah, he's gotta wait. Rush in, gets the back throw, he's gonna set up the whirlwind. He's gotta do it. Do it again, all again, baby.
Overhead connects.
And it's still there, it's still there. Bro, he got kick it away and he might be able to bait something, but he goes for an overhead instead.
Word!
Audacity on this man, and the throwaway no spinning mixes.
He's playing too fast. He's playing a little bit too fast.
So he doesn't want to burn himself out here, Vicious. Last legs here for Gachikun. 1 crouching medium kick, and the 1 whiff punish he needed. That might goes out.
Super Rashid kick keeps Gachikun alive.
We spoke about this before. Readjust your spacing. You might have to use heavies against the medium kick. And he did that with the standing heavy punch. Now he's shown a different button to whiff punish that crouching medium kick. It's everything to play for in this final game in this set.
What a call. What a call from both ends.
Go, lightning kick straight to the corner. Misses the light lightning legs. I think he misjudged the spacing there to put them in the corner.
That's exactly it.
Looking again, no arbitrary jump. There it was.
Man, so susceptible to that.
He's still trying. He hasn't let any jump go. Tempest Moon was blocked, but that is safe from block there.
It is, yeah.
From that range anyway.
Oh, that was mad far, for sure.
Okay. Trying to get him to press the button there, Gachikun.
No reaction from Gachikun.
Gets the clip. Almost level 2 is here. Can he get a grab yet? Now he can throw out the whirlwinds.
This is so tough. Lashar, what's the defensive choice going to be like?
Walking down, just walking down. He's got... Boy! You thought I was going to use the whirlwind, but drive impact, and that's the first one from him in this set.
You sneaky man.
What a time to bring it out as well, and he's going to send him straight to the corner with the medium eagle spike here, and Lashar's got to make a defensive choice. He's going to block it out now.
Important tech, Lashar letting the fireball do its thing, yes sir, because he could create that space, but he dropped a significant juggle. No space created. Gatsukun still has the upper hand. He has the drive gauge to work with. He does have a little bit more estate to push Lashar into this corner.
Lashar needs a conversion to level 2 of some sorts to get it out, and Gatsukun is low on drive gauge. Watch out for his fireball game. He's got great whirlwind shots.
My god.
Blocks. Trying to burn him out here. Does he get the burnout?
He tried to walk backwards. The burnout is there. It could be there against Lashar. That is so good for Lashar.
He's burnt him out. That's it. And he's going to push into the corner as well. He will push into the corner as well. Is he going to look for a sneaky reset? He's playing it safe at the moment, and that is going to be it. It will be Gatsukun that advances deeper into the bracket. It was a throw bait that gets it into the double drive rush cancel combo, and our Rashid specialist is still in the tournament.
What an outcome. What an outcome. We had talked about it right at the top 8, completely unpredictable, but now the dark horse back in the stable. Yo, give it up one more time for the kid, Lashar.
Well played to the young man from Korea. You could see it here. His performance these past couple of days has been outstanding, and he actually showed a fair bit of it. He's illustrated us not only today, but throughout the group stages as well. I'd say his biggest strength was the ground game, like we were talking about before. He was getting the crouch medium kick drive rush conversions. He was getting everything necessary. But then again, when he set up the safe jumps, 9 times out of 10, Gatsukun was getting the perfect parry to cause the mix-up from the stomps. And as well, he actually handled his defensive choices really well. But the biggest concern, the game changer, as James Angsenko would say, the wind condition is what will change everything around. He handled it for the most part.
He really did. I think majority of the times, I think he held it down pretty well. In that situation, it's so hard to make that micro decision off of a -2 for Lashar on defense, right? Gatsukun keeping it very, very ambiguous. But again, Lashar's damage output, when he gets his conversion, it really does hurt, and it is kind of intimidating. But Gatsukun really stepping up above and showing that stellar defense that he's really known for. And again, man, Lashar is an absolute machine off of these stand jab conversions.
Dude, just counter hit, and we saw that with punish there. I'm telling you, even if Rashid's trapped in the corner, he can perform some wizardry in there and turn things around, which he did there, and the temerity to do that DI, but it's actually strategical as well. Because I've conditioned you, I've made you so scared of the level 2, you're not going to expect a DI, because even if he reacted with a DI back, he would have had to adjust his combo, and guess what? If you side swap, you jump into the whirlwind. If you convert, you jump into the whirlwind. You don't need that. You don't want that.
You don't want it at all. I did misspeak on Lashar's age. Definitely not a kid. Younger than me, for sure. But, man, he played like a grown man.
I mean, 24 years young.
That's old enough. He's a grown man.
Some people will still call him a kid. But,
just me. Just me.
Maybe. Anyway, no, listen, we're having a fantastic time. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic time as well. Make sure you share out the stream, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. We've got a rambunctious crowd in the back. Hopefully you guys enjoying the action at home, but with us or joining us here as well, because it's been beautiful.
We're down to our top 4, Jammers. This is going to be the money match part of the top 4, man. Who is going to be our very, very first millionaire? What's up, Jammers?
Remember we were talking about this like 8 months ago with the guys as well. We'll talk about it after the break, but what we got to do is we got to thank one of our sponsors as well. Don't worry, we'll talk about it. But again, much love to Pagoda being our official food sponsor. Like we said, you can't fight your cravings. If you got the munchies, if you need a snack, Pagoda is available around the bar. You can see it, crush your cravings with those Pagoda snacks. And they are here. They've been sponsoring us or supporting us since the LCQ. It's the last day we were talking about. This could be the second last day that Rob maybe eats them for a week. Anyway, but we are here. Much love to Pagoda. The staff here have been amazing. But yes, we're going to take another esports break and get ready for our final 4 players in this bracket. When we come back, it will be winners final. Chris Wong versus Uma. See you shortly.
Kumite, New York.
Focus, you know how bad I want this. I'm giving it my all, never fall. This moment is golden, I control it. All eyes on me, I see I'm watching. Once I'm locked in, ain't no way that I'm stopping. Clocked in, it's time to put in work, go berserk. I'm in my zone until I'm first. Believe me, when I say nobody can see me, this a product of hustle, I just make it look easy.
Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I'm ahead of the game, they'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I belong in the #1 spot.
I always keep the business, nothing personal. When you always see nothing, I just barely scratch the surface. Throw me in the rain, let me do my thing. Thought they hit me down, fight through the pain. When I'm in the zone,
I ain't never say much, but you see me up top. You see my numbers healthy, the pressure don't stop. Until I'm in the top, see the bottom seeds watch. They don't want to see me flop, but I'm stepping on them, watch, let them watch.
Born ready to fight, this is my moment. Coming for it all, just show me my opponent. Wanna be great, I'm a legend in the making. And this is mine for the taking.
cause I got what it takes to be on top. I'm #1 cause I don't stop.
Hard gas, no brakes, high stakes.
I don't act tough till the tussle let them fold ya. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I'm ahead of the game, they'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I belong in the #1 spot.
Well, we're down to our top 4, and guess what? We've reached 6-figure territory. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gearing up to see who will be our very, very first champion. Damn, that's a lot of cash. But listen, I need help with my student loan, so hook a brother up. Vicious back at it again with Jammers. I don't know what you just did, but I'll tell you what, you need to put the money down. That's for the players.
I'm sorry. Keep it professional here. We're going to try and do that. But yes, down to our last 4 combatants here at Capcom Cup 10. We had an amazing performance there from Bashar. He now vacates the building, but this is what the bracket is looking like right now. It is an all-Asian representation here. Chris Wong, Uma, NL, and Gachikun. 2 Lukes, 1 Jury, 1 Rashid.
I'm loving this rank overall. Now we get to see our champion that had qualified from the offline French Premier going up against the World Warrior, Uma, representing Asia East for the region that he participated in. Again, Hong Kong versus Taiwan in our winners finals. This is going to be emphatic. Luke versus Jury. Your thoughts on the matchup thus far, Jammers? As it's been unfolding, we've talked about how often these 2 characters have been facing off against each other on the stage.
I think these 2 characters are some of the best at harassing you with medium attacks, especially being fearful of them. Jury on block and hit. Luke, the same thing, but Luke has to force a strike throw situation. Jury has a +2 on block. Luke doesn't, I believe. The interesting thing will be is if Uma wants to use the fireball, how will Chris Wong try to respond? Because he doesn't really have an projectile tool outside of level 1. It could be parries instead. We've got to test Uma's reactions as well towards Drive Rush. We saw Chris Wong try to do that there with the suppressor, but already getting hit by a fireball. Stalls up again.
Already checking the lows, you're starting to see some of the patterns. Already Uma was up until this point. Chris Wong dishing out the damage, opting to go for the advantage, and a little bit of a stutter, the delay on the crouching jab with everything. But now Chris Wong has a lot of room to work with to build up some of that drive gauge. And you know Uma's going to be stepping on the gas every single time to close that gap significantly.
Well, he's got to be careful when he throws the fireball and tries to drive rush after it, because if Chris Wong tries to get perfect parry or walk forward, yeah, he can actually try and check the drive rush, the subsequent drive rush, I should say. But he gets an abundance of damage there into the backdash, but no punish there from Uma. Oh, okay, that worked.
That was a juggle.
Okay, impromptu juggle there.
Wow.
I've never seen that before, but it worked. Improvised, worked out. And he misses his, he missed something. That was an execution error from Chris Wong, and he's not happy. And you can tell on his facial expression when he makes an execution error.
That's the 2nd time he's done that on the big stage, by the way. Even within the top 8.
Good, okay, trading with the fireball and then the chase down there into the conversion for the level 1, which puts Chris Wong in a dangerous spot, unless he has other plans.
Who's more dangerous, the person applying the media or the person who's loaded with an OB?
Maybe Phenom was right all those years ago.
He was. I still think he was. He is.
Good block, and he anticipated it. He probably tried to bait something else there, but Uma thought he was looking to do something else. That's why he went to the anti-throw tool.
Oh, man, that was such a sharp angle. Couldn't get the uppercut.
He's not going to drive reversal. He can't. And he did a delayed jab. He was anticipating that, understanding the situational awareness, and he will
You
catch
thought
him.
you could let the fireball ring with a level 3? If there's anything that's anti-fireball, it is definitely that.
Well, he's still alive here. What's the risk going to be from Uma? He's still in Feng Shui, by the way, so he can take advantage of this, but it's about to completely dissipate. Backs away, and he's low on drive gauge. No resources left in the tank, so he goes for a dive kick instead, and he's trying to avoid the chip. He was trying to avoid a chip scenario, and Chris Wong, I'm telling you, his situation awareness and understanding when people want to do something and bait something from him, he's not biting, man. I'm telling you, so difficult to fish out of the sea.
Had Uma gone for just anything on the ground, he would have gotten OD uppercut for his troubles, and he possibly would have died from chip.
Well, takes the grab one time, walks into the fireball there, playing it safe, gets a punish. He's been actually handling those Fuha stalls really well. There's the Tencent Rin anti-air.
Great control thus far in the corner from Uma.
Hey, gets the drive reversal. An offensive one at that as well. Keep him marshaled in the corner. You got to be careful with whiffing some of those buttons, man. Chris Wong is pouncing and ready. He'll burn himself out if he has to.
And I like the presence of mind for Chris Wong just to throw out some of the sandblasters while Uma created space after that roundhouse. But now, again, the big risk paying off.
These have been out of character uppercuts. They've actually been successful thus far. I'm not going to lie. I'm not used to seeing Chris Wong play this risky, but he doesn't want to be trapped in the corner for too long while his dry gauge is still regenerating. Checks him out. There you go. Safe cancel.
Perfect. Gets his through.
Oh, and he got it.
How often have we seen that? We've seen Nephew do that a couple of times.
And now, that could have been the round.
That was it. Uma did not commit to the rest of that string. That was a counter hit as well.
He's got a guess for game, and he blocks. He's still got level 1. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to try and do that level 1 against a Sandblaster again. Chris Wong is highly attentive towards that, and this is what I was talking about.
No, but he didn't get the last bit of it. Uma saved by the grace of Jury's fireball. It crept up on Chris Wong. Despite Jury getting blasted, that's still going to be the round for Uma as it crept up.
If you cannot tell me that was not fortuitous, that was not a happy accident. The best happy accident we'll probably get at the tournament. I don't know what to tell you, mate. How about that? Vulcan Blast not doing its duties because one of the best fireballs, one of the slowest fireballs, saving the day for Uma. Chris Wong now, he could be belligerent here. He could still be calm, stick to plan A because he didn't play bad in that set.
Not at all.
It's just that fate was not in our hands. The game just had other ideas.
Sometimes the game wins for you in that moment. It's not in your control.
Sometimes you can play well and you could still lose. Stores up. Again, that fireball hasn't been the bane of his existence, but it's played an integral part thus far. Speaking of which,
back-to-back punish counters from Uma, making the right choices.
DI, wall splat. Big damage here for Chris Wong. Is he going to uppercut again or leave it? No, he tried to escape this time round, but it's still not working out. He's going to change up the option. Takes the ground throw.
Also checking with a heavy punch in case Chris Wong tried to leave again with movement with the perfect parry.
Got confidence to even do that. What he was doing against DCQ before, and he tried.
That's not what he wanted at all, but it's totally fine. It put him in a very awkward situation. Now Uma, Chris Wong does get the big punish counter. Tencent Rin close to burnout.
He's trying to chase him down as well. Yeah, he tried to cover his approach so he can actually try and burn him out with a button instead. Didn't quite work out. And now Chris Wong's being slippery. That was such a bad fireball. That was an unfortunate fireball. He thought Uma was going to stay feet firmly planted on the ground there, but it didn't work out. Not because of the intensity of the situation. Looking for it, gets that. He's so lucky that connected on the latter act 2 frames, and it did. No charge on the light flash knuckle.
A little bit too close to the corner. I totally respect Chris Wong trying to go for it anyway with the light flash knuckle. Could have maybe changed it up with an uppercut for the damage, but either way, damage is damage. And speaking of, now Uma, he tried to advance a little bit.
Try to wake up with an option here and then gets the grab. Uma hasn't done a DP yet, and he's going to actually go under the Sandblaster again with the Super Art 1 and chase him down because he has to stay hot on that drive gauge. And a perfect parry. Optimization's coming through.
One more sequence, even after this throw. Chris Wong, he's going to be in hot pursuit after the... What in the world? He still managed to sneak in. That crouch jab is Uma.
Uma doing the business here. Low on drive gauge is Chris Wong, unless he gets a conversion with the saving grace. If he has to burn himself out with a hook or by crook to get the round, he will do so. And he still preserves his level 3. He's him down there. Good perfect parry into the surprise throw. Still looking for a hit confirmed is Chris Wong on one of those mediums.
Oof. Confirm off of that. Crouch medium punch doing all the work right now. Opts for the damage, dashes up, creates that space. Now we're back mid-screen. A sandblast to the ring out. Uma, he's challenged with the fireballs, but Chris Wong, now he is encroaching on that space where it's awkward for the mediums to connect.
I like that he's moved closer as well, because you can't do the level 1 at that range. You can't humanly react to that unless you're superhuman. Shouts to Nephew for even showing me that in the
I mean,
first
if he
place.
does it, I feel like I wouldn't be too surprised because he's on the grand stage right now.
Backs away. I thought he was going to go for a grab there, but Chris Wong gets the delayed jab, and he's respecting that fireball and creating some space for Uma to work with until he checks the drive rush. And I think he's going to have to convert into level 3. Let's find out.
You already know it. So this isn't going to kill necessarily, but it leads for a very, very tough situation for Uma to even combat out against.
Uma's got to play it safe here, because even if he makes a defensive choice, it might not work out. Oh, and there's the parry.
No. Not here. He's still got parry on deck. And this could be disastrous.
Feng
Activating
Shui.
into the Feng Shui engine.
Interesting. He wants to beat.
He's so ridiculous when it comes to his game sense. He's fully aware of what Uma wants to entice him with. And he's like, you know what? No buy.
I don't blame him for that Feng Shui, because Chris Wong was in the ambit in terms of drive gauge, and we talked about how brilliant Jury is at harassing you and inflicting that drive gauge damage, really flustered you to making a choice. He tried to opt for a jump, sneaking some damage beforehand, but Chris Wong comfortably, calmly walked under him and got the round there. And off to a fine start here is Uma in this third game. Okay, gets the 3-piece into the uppercut. Drive reversal, keep it offensive. What a
call out. Oh, but he missed the flash knuckle. Interesting, like, he still chose to drive right afterwards, even after the block.
All right, gets the fireball pressure here, and Chris Wong tried to steal a turn there, but didn't quite work out still. Gets a 2-piece, and then the DI, and he's gonna keep it meterless here because he wants to regenerate as much drive gauge as possible, and it finally...
God, Uma calling it right. He's been going for the anti-throw tech plenty of times over throughout the set. The one time Chris Wong had that intuition to maybe neutral jump, gets blown up for it.
But I think he was actually still looking for a throw stubbornly.
Yeah.
But it just worked out for him, and he gets a drive impact against Chris Wong's sequence, and here comes the Feng Shui engine. He can look to burn him out here, and there it is. Chris Wong still has a level 1 if he doesn't get this wrong.
Good block on the overhead. Tried to steal his turn back though, that was a counter hit.
Still threatens the stun because he's in level 2 and it's about to completely evaporate that bar.
That's the third time over. Uma's lock control in the corner. But he recovers so well. What was that noise?
Yo, that was sick. Try to bait a throw, not doing it. Be careful.
How many times? When have we ever seen that from Chris Wong? The whiffed fierce. Uma keeping it calm, getting the light.
Remember, he's feeling the pressure here. They're playing for a better position to earn themselves a boatload of cash. So even then,
multiple boats.
Multiple boats. Multiple warehouses, maybe. I don't know.
If anything.
There's a plethora of options. Maybe a treasure trove. Who knows?
Maybe not in California.
I know the rent's high here, but...
We can talk about that median later. Anyways.
Backs away, and then a perfect parry there, and gets the delayed crouching medium punch, and he will flash knuckle his way to the corner. I respect that he didn't try and check that there, but he gets the snapback target combo into a delayed jab, OD flash knuckle.
Light uppercut still gets the advantage. 10-10 Rin OD from Uma.
Is that the first one?
I don't think it's the first one.
My recollection, it could have been, but these matches happen so fast, and he gets the drive rush cancel off the first hit, the stand medium kick, because if that was the second hit, I don't think he would have been able to special cancel. So he got that. Fireball away, keeps him in block stun for a little amount of time with that OD Sandblaster.
So intimidating from this space, right under the timer, right? That's exactly where you want to be to keep that control against the opponent.
Oh no! He blocked it out. They've both still got supers. Please do not be. Please don't leave with your fireballs. Please. Oh my word. Please, I'm scared.
I'm scared for you. You're freaking me out,
one wrong fireball and you guys are done. He's gonna chip him out.
To be fair, dude, how many times did Chris Wong throw out that fireball? He was showing he was gonna have the courage to intimidate Uma with that. He had level 2 loaded. He had 2 level 1s loaded, I should say.
Intimidation was the correct word for that scenario here, and he beats him to the punch with the crouching medium punch over Jury's standing hard punch.
Just within the range to get the perfect sequence.
Ooh, he got a crouching medium kick. He got the right read on wake up, but didn't commit to the cancel. So Chris Wong is going to punish him for his troubles. Empty jump.
You saw the awareness too, the parry, just in case the safe jump scenario off of the jump fierce.
I love he backed away out of respect for that fireball. Still could do something here. One check, one crouch medium punch. We'll close out this round. Ah, there it is!
You are truly Nostradamus, I gotta say. That was actually beautifully placed from Chris Wong. The timing immaculate yet again. in terms of the placement of the crouch medium.
It's the patience Chris Wong exudes in general, but because the fireball's there, it's like he's comfortable with the timing, waiting for it to evaporate right in his face, and he knows that Uma is in a position where he wants to throw out blocks. So you try and challenge that, and as Rins would like to say, the money button is doing its work. It's getting paid overtime with this money in front of us here, but I'm telling you.
So what happens now? We're stuck at 2-2 between Chris Wong and Uma. Do you think there's going to be a little bit of a change of aggression at the start of the round?
It could be, but it's harder to read Chris Wong's wake up.
Ah, you know. Wait! What had happened?
Oh, well, okay, here comes the perfect parry party game. Here we go. It got him catching the delayed buttons there instead of delayed throw tech. Either way, it works out. I love that he throws out the OD Sandblaster to stop the fireball. He parries in there. Staggered pressure here. Chris Wong, make your choice. And he's still blocking it out here before he has to take a risk. Perfect parry.
Side switch?
No.
No, he's going to go for the damage. He usually does when you watch his YouTube clips.
Well, now we're in Capcom Cup. There's a lot of money on the line.
Wow.
Oh, is that? That's -3 on block, so he's fine at that range there. Luckily, he didn't go for an immediate tap parry after that block roundhouse.
And that was the beginning of it, too, so it is cancelable.
He should have burnt himself out and gone for the level 1. I hope he doesn't rue that decision. Oh, boy.
And Chris isn't flinching.
Boy. Still low on drive gauge. Here's Chris.
He's chilling. He's looking for a moment to cancel.
He's
Uma
super
building
chilling.
his gauge right back up. The dash! She moves so quickly that if you blink, it's pretty much over and done with. But one of the fastest dash speeds in the game, taking full advantage of that. I don't think we've seen that option up until this point.
Boy, it's good. Ultra David talks about all the time. Glad that the high-level players do not get caught by suppressing that fashion anyway. Well, it changed my thought process. Wake up delayed jab.
Nice recovery.
And then no Feng Shui, but he's going to use the OD projectile as a barrier to close the gap. But Chris Wong needs some space, and he jumps away with the jump medium punch this time. How's he going to activate Feng Shui engine?
Got to be after the next block string, perhaps.
That's what he might be looking for, but he wants to burn out first. There, he wants to burn out. Now he might try and go for it, unless Chris Wong wants to burn him out.
This is a tough spot. Even for Uma, I think it's going to be just fine if he gets that Feng Shui first. Just out of range. The perfect punish counter cross medium punch bringing out. It's time to take him down to Memphis.
That was precise spacing on point, and his reward is his drive gauge was completely refreshed to allow him to get the conversion necessary to put him in the driving seat, to put him in grand finals winner's side. And he starts off firing on all cylinders.
Oh, he dropped it. Final game,
Uma.
final round for both. The pressure is
No,
on.
that
Uma.
was too expensive. That was such an extortionate amount of meter, and he's going to activate the Feng Shui to make amends. And he's going to block it out here. Yep, he's going to block everything until the necessary moment. I saw that perfect parry. That was sneaky.
Ah, that's, man, it's so scary to even try to attempt a drive reversal against the Feng Shui. Punish counter. Feng Shui no longer a factor. The backdash read. He dropped the flash knuckle again.
That was huge because Uma has actually got him in a conducive spot here. Just take some big risk. Tried to take the big risk with the jump. Didn't quite work out there, and that could have been, oh, that didn't look punishable. But the back throw here, Chris just needs one buffer into level 1.
And you saw him buffering away already.
Let's throw. He needs to close. He needs to keep him close. He can't throw him again unless it's in the corner. It's that medium punch, no super.
No anti-air either. The intimidation factor is there, Uma. He's still trying to close the gap against Chris Wong, still in burnout, not until this moment.
The drive gauge is back, so he's going to look for another cancel instead. Blocks it out here, staggered
The
lights.
defense from Uma. The perfect parry.
Feng Shui.
We got to go into the Feng Shui.
Right.
Coast to coast.
He has to play it safe and go for the safe jump. Do not try any gimmick. Just do the safe jump, please. Thank you. There we go. Still applying the pressure. Blocks the fuzzy. He didn't commit to the dive kick. He's still alive. Can he tip him out? And there you have it. Uma with the tip sequence. Feng Shui engine peppering his opponent and allows him to create the necessary scenario, puts him in the grand final of winner's side. That's what you need by determination. That's what you need by resilience. And boy, does Uma show it there. That is a deadly piece of play.
I'm loving that. Him making that executive decision to keep it nice and clean when it came to the Feng Shui engine. That is pure knowledge of self-determination. Uma is now in the grand finals where he has at least secured himself $300,000 by default.
I don't even think Uma expected himself to get this far. One of the best juries around the world, just to regurgitate. This guy is phenomenal. with the performance, with the peacefulness, I should say. And again, it could be a huge shock to him. It might happen after we're done with the bracket here, but Chris Wong, man, did he make him work for that effort, Vicious.
He really did. He really did. Taking a look at the reason why Uma had decided to do what he did. I'm sure it's going to be highlighted soon, but yeah, the Feng Shui engine didn't really pay off many times over, to be fair. Chris Wong had abused that level 3, taking away the fireball options from Uma, but more importantly, the spacing that he's taken at, that was actually mad sick. That was the first time I've ever seen Chris Wong really shaken up. You could see it from the player cam. That was actually crazy that the fireball lasted that long, but again, Chris Wong recovered nicely, off of the crouching medium punch spacing, overall his presence on offense.
Dude, he exhibited all the matchup knowledge that's necessary to see in this matchup here, Luke versus Jury. But again, even his corner defensive decision making was actually fairly on point. It's just that Uma was still determined and he was still confident that he can close it out. It took it down to the wire here, and we know that Luke lands tremendous damage, but he still wasn't deterred. He was still faithful. I don't think we saw a super R3 at all. I think it was just level 1.
From Uma?
Yeah, from Uma. I think it was just level 1 and Feng Shui engine.
Correct.
I don't think there's anything else here. And man, did things get nitty and gritty in this part.
God, what a beautiful punish counter as well.
Yeah, look, he just
Off of the
closed it
standing
down
medium
here.
kick, and that was the cancelable part of it too. But
that was tense.
Even after the intimidation factor, we talked about it, like how is the aggression going to be like for either character, for either player, really? Chris Wong was the one that really put the pedal towards the drive gauge and just kind of move in on Uma's space, but I love the fact that Uma didn't back down when he saw the green.
Dude,
in fact, that was
parry?
the perfect time for him to get his defense shining with the perfect parry. But this is the sequence that we were looking for, right? What would have been the option? It would have been a safe jump. And I'm glad he did it. That could have been scary, because if Chris Wong had walked under, we would have seen possibly a punish counter on the landing frames.
And you know what's crazy? He was going to stay airborne the whole time anyway, just to avoid any wake-up supers. And even Chris Wong, now, despite being super patient in those scenarios, you still have to have the confidence to walk under and burn out and still deal with the pressure afterwards. So I actually really respect that persistence by staying aerial, because her aerial superiority, not as strong as Cammy's, but it's still pretty pesky to deal with there. So that was stupendous stuff there from Uma.
And that's the choice you got to make. Again, he was still in burnout, same time as Chris Wong. There could have been a super that would have rung out, so that would have been a really, really bad situation. I don't think he had enough life to even hold on to Chip for any super, really. But taking a look at it now, Uma is in your grand final spot for winner's side, Taiwan representing. But now, let's move on into the semifinals. NL versus Gachikun, Korea versus Japan.
Whoever wins this, they got to fight. Oh, do you know what? Chris Wong will get his run back.
Oh, that's
because the person, for those of you who don't know, I was speaking about this F word time and time again. NL stopped Chris Wong from qualifying through the CPT Online in East Asia.
Oh, yeah?
Then Gachikan stopped him from qualifying at Singapore offline. That's when he came over to France and won it there. So Chris Wong will get his run back in a tournament for higher stakes. But first, we got to go through this matchup first. Now, I remember I spoke to Big Bird about this as well. Shout out to Big Bird. Rashid is a strong character, but he struggles really hard, depending on who you ask, against the top 5. But the easiest top 5 character he has, or like he can fight against, apparently is Luke.
Okay.
Right? You can exchange both to blows in the buttons. I wouldn't recommend it, right? Again, you can be super elusive. You can try other things as well to keep Luke on his toes. Don't be too predictable, because again, one mistake is much more fearsome than Chun-Li's in terms of the damage output.
And you had mentioned this earlier when we played our own sets at the hotel. You were talking about the omnidirectional presence that Rashid can have to enforce some of the mix-ups if the ground game isn't something that you're suited for. Granted, Gachikun just so happens to be the man who is already suited for every type of situation. NL, let's see if he can handle the turbulent winds.
Let's see, indeed. He's overwhelmed his opponents massively with his presence and his determination to get closer and closer to the grand finals. But he already opens things up with a forward medium punch conversion into Eagle Spike, and that doesn't work. A couple of reversals that will work against and make him whiff, but not against Luke. I think he's expecting the back recovery on that Eagle Spike knockdown there. Gachikan. Perfect parry is going to be huge here for Gachikan as well if he can get the perfect parry into the drive rush.
You can already see a little bit of the struggle. The Sandblast has been such a pivotal part right now for NL. And speaking of which, when you see Gachikun committing to the fireball game, NL 2 steps ahead, already airborne. The counter hit is there for a medium punch. Again, punish counter, but no spinach of the bar, surprisingly.
Well, turn around there, and then that's when he spends the bar. He heard your cries, he heard your pleads, Vicious, and he said, listen, let me slam dunk and get that round. Taking him there with the Eagle Spike, and then a back jump there, but gets caught with the heavy spinning mixer. Now he tries to bait something else, but great patience there from NL.
That's one angle NL is already stuffed out. Let's see if he can continue on doing so. Gachikun breaking away from the pressure, but still getting cooked by a single Sand Blaster.
He didn't think that was going to hit, and he misses a chance to activate Yasar, so now he's got to be on the back foot just for a little bit.
And you get a standing medium punch after that.
Here he comes. Let's see if he pushes him out. I hope NL is not going to try and look to throw tech either. Oh, and he did a delayed button, and he still gets the pickup. Whirlwind's there. Oh,
What
he's
a
done.
delay.
That's it. Yeah, he's done.
Enhanced Whirlwind, more than enough damage. Gachikun tying it up. Expensive at that, but he's more than willing to spend those 2 bars every single time.
Shout outs to the lingering wins. We don't need no Sylphie here. We've got Yasar to do the work. Right, rushes in again. It looks like that's going to be the way he's going to approach. Yeah, that looks like, because it's interesting. If you're going to play traditional footsies with Luke in this battle, you might as well integrate the drive rush footsies as well.
And it's not too bad. It's not too expensive to even try out that strategy. Going to the low 2 times over and forcing them to react to it.
Yeah, which means he'll change up his button timings and he'll just be comfortably walking forward and whatnot. So
exactly that. You got away with it twice, maybe 3 times. Now you're looking for that counter poke. But speaking of counter pokes, NL successfully gets 1, at least, the important throw tech for Gachikun to be in hot pursuit of NL. He's backing away. He's looking for anything he can react to.
Yeah, he needs to try and keep his dry gauge low, and then he's going to do the Yasar to help close the gap. Just walk in on it. No drive reversal, because the drive reversal will be bad at this point. Gets the overhead. This is going to be a fat amount of damage. Is he going to go for the tight link? I think he will. There it is.
Beautiful. And the safe jump setup as well. Great defense thus far. NL gets 2 crouching mediums. Light knuckle into the level 3. Now this is going to be some really, really big damage. But
man,
it's what you do with it afterwards.
You ain't doing reversal from this wake up. Go
He's
away.
Gonna do it.
Nah,
okay.
he's not.
If it was green, then for sure. Right?
Never. Not there. Because there was a safer way to do it. He knew a throw wasn't going to close it out.
Too far anyway. Way too far.
He's not that impatient in scenarios like that, Gachikun. So he takes 1 game up in this loser semi-final, and that was unfortunate because that is strictly vertical.
Ooh. Hey, but not too bad for Gachikun. He didn't get the rest of that damage because NL had dropped that light knuckle combo again.
I mean, listen, what that does to his mental fatigue, that's annoying for any Rashid player. Backing away at the moment here, waiting for a button to whip, but uses that medium kick as neutral. Hey, listen, man, that's a good footsie tool. That's away. Safe drop there with the jumping medium kick as well. Goes back to the neutral here, so he needs NL to whiff a button. What button will he whiff though? Even if he gets the chance.
Oh man, not a single one. NL was the one looking for the whiff against Gachikun.
All right, I like his whirlwind shot because he throws a light one and sees you try to jump the next one because he's actually been hit by a jump already, so he's trying to get the juggle from the heavy whirlwind shot. That's if you try to anticipate with a hard read. DI can work against whirlwind shots as well, so he's got to be careful of that as well.
Another counter hit conversion off of the standing medium kick, just within range.
Going away, just and he gets a punish counter. He could have got a full combo there, but safely plays it with the throw. Drive reversal. And this is a good choice because the drive reversal still creates space, enough space for a grab. There it is. And he kicks it away and he baits him. Yes, because that is one of Rashid's strengths. He's one of the best characters at forcing parry in the game. Drive reversal, keep him there.
Level 2 against the overhead. The reaction from NL.
And he needs this. He needs the full screen because he'll just wait. Just keep it there. Please be careful of a perfect parry because he's being a hunting hawk right now. And that's an answer. That's a clean answer. Still garnering
he gets
that
his drive
space.
gauge back as well. This is so good for NL. Gachikun still has a slight life lead. You saw the attempt at the suppressor. You saw exactly what NL was looking for, but Gachikun, the low medium kick from Rashid, it's just so active and it's so far reaching. An excellent counterplay from Gachikun.
Well timed. Luckily it connected, got that conversion here because he needs to get that 2-0 buffer. Got to get the forward medium punch to connect in the first hit, but still the drive rush approach has been such a nuisance for NL. He hesitated. Listen, what happened before?
To be fair, that jumping fierce could have come out and it could have stuffed him out. But
that was rude. The perfect parry into the heavy kick.
Backdash again.
All right, here we go. Here comes the safe jump. Will he go for the proper safe jump this time? He did.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Goes low, and that's going to be the round.
More than enough damage as well to build up into the level 3 if need be. Yes, sir. That's going to be it. 2 games in the pocket of Gachikun.
And we're going to make it 2-0. Picture perfect. Literally ending with the perfect KO. Red Bull's Gachikun closer to the grand prize here.
I love the animation of Altair. Both the regular version and the critical
CM,
art.
yeah.
Man, really beautiful stuff.
Well, at least Gachikun remembers the input. I had to Google it.
What?
I had to Google it.
Why?
Because I couldn't remember. I don't use it.
Gotcha. Oh, that's fair.
I
Okay.
never use it.
I see where you're coming at. All right, my
I had to
bad.
Google it. I forgot what it was. I don't use it.
I feel like only level 2 really exists.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
I don't mind. Well, you only see Rashid's level 3 if he's actually in a good position to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It has to be game winner. But I think, you get that win condition more often than not.
Wink, wink. Oh, the whiff punish there. Rashid actually has some buns that can do that. And Luke is a character he can do that against. And the perfect parry to keep him locked in the corner. What's the Oki going to be?
Oh, the hammer of justice!
You got literally hit like a whack-a-mole game, and it's falling apart.
He be whacking, jammers, that is for sure. Look at the damage. Yeah, okay, I like that too. Now recognizing the space away from the corner.
Out of the
Level
frying
2,
pan.
no, level 1, excuse me.
Yeah, out of the frying pan and into the fire. Sometimes rounds just do not go your way. And that didn't go Gachikun's way, but that's fine. He's 2 games up. That's what really matters. Forward immediate punch to the special cancel. Utilize it the same way that Jury does her forward heavy punch, or even a stand media kick first hit.
Deliberation from the normals. NL taking his time to get that throw. Gachikun, speaking of deliberation, he was looking for the fireballs, and I like that idea for the DI.
It's not the same as when you do it against Ken or Rashid himself, but you really have to catch the timing, literally the same frame as when they throw out the projectile there. I feel like it is anyway. Gets a throw.
Bang, forward throw.
Pile him on.
I like the patience from NL also.
He saw the backdash as well, and a lot of guys are being super patient with their delayed buttons to catch backdash and delayed tech as well. But let's see if we see a whirlwind. Not yet. Now we might see it. Here we go. Because you need to be close to the corner so you can actually set up that true block string. Take away drive gauge. He is persistent as hell. And that's going to get the second eagle spike. Pick it up. And he's not going for the kill because it won't kill. Yes.
He dropped it again.
It's hard to do,
It is very difficult. I understand. It's very inconsistent sometimes.
Oh, wow. All right, that got him here. Can he burn him out?
Drive reversal, he definitely does. Chip is imminent.
Oh my word, and he's gonna catch him. Yes, he catched him because it looks like Gachikun committed to a button. It looked like crouching medium kick. I'm not even sure if he could have challenged with his own level 1 just to escape the scenario. And then he's gone full screen.
So.
Maybe not.
I would love to see that interaction. If someone on Twitter could work that out and let us know, because I would love to see whether or not there was enough invincibility frames on the level 1 to get past the level 3.
Well,
but that's 1 game on the board for NL.
Dude, he's been playing out of his mind. Such a marvelous performance here. A huge improvement from his results in SF5, the Capcom Cup finals there, where he bowed out against Envy Walker. Oh, and he gets the drive rush check again.
You saw the startup with the suppressor.
Yes.
I love the medium usage from Gachikun as soon as he sees green.
And like I said before, notice how when NL lands an OD uppercut, he will always try and chase it down in some way, shape, or form. You block on the overhead. Low slow, didn't drive rush cancel because he didn't want to burn himself out. Not worth it in that scenario. Drive gauge management is integral at this level. It's a back throw. Taken away. Perfect parry. This is what he's looking for. If he's not going to take the risk with the jump, he needs the perfect parry and close the gap. That's why he's keeping the game close. And that is not the mixer he wanted.
It has to be heavy. It had to be an attempt for OD.
Maybe. Even then.
If you're pressing the 2 buttons at the same time and medium's coming out, very
Plus
interesting.
1. There's a throw. He's built the whirlwind, so if things don't work out, he needs a little bit of space. And he's trying to back away, and I think NL knows it. That's why he's keeping in Vulcan Blast range. Do not use the level 1. Yes, he can bait the level 1. No, that's going to be... He's got to bait it. Oh, there's a throw. What's it going to be? Oh, wait a minute. Don't stun him. Don't let the stun.
And he jumps at the wrong time. NL winces back in his chair. Gachikun, nice and calm after that W. Very fortuitous.
That was an executive decision because it was a low-hanging fruit there with the DI, but he had other plans. He's going to convert into Eagle Spike and run straight to the corner there. Delay button didn't work out, and he gets the grab. What's the choice going to be this time? Still throw text. Neutral jumping. What's he looking for with that neutral jump? Probably a forward medium punch or something, and that should catch him.
Oh, no! This too far!
Not quite.
NL again shaking his head. This has to be all Gachikun in his favor. Counter hit 1.
Oh, wait, Hammer of Justice doing its work. What is Gachikun going to do? He can afford to take a risk, and he doesn't.
Is it NL time?
It's just 1 button into a drive rush cancel. Drive reversal, level 2, deal with it, deal with it. Listen, I'm causing the problems, you deal with them.
Don't jump again, he's gonna kick it at you.
Hold it. Doesn't set. Oh!
And just at the last second, Gachikun at the right space at the right time. catching the big disadvantages against NL. He's moving on into losers finals. So, big shout outs again to the man from South Korea. Give it up one more time for NL.
Now there are no longer any Korean representatives in this top 3. Gachikun getting closer and closer to what he achieved in 2018 by being that Rashid aficionado here. Looking back at what transpired in the highlights here, he came out of the gates running. It was a brilliant start. His understanding of this matchup has been sensational. What he's shown us here, even with the optimization as well, it's tricky for anybody to deal with, no matter what level you are playing at. Like I said, that Yasar is super problematic in the corner. You got to deal with an overhead. He might throw you, try to bait a parry afterwards. You got to deal with a true block string. It just piles on you like crazy. And the fact that he can get 2 in 1 round, well, that's just double the trouble.
Yeah, you've seen the amount of options that NL have tried on defense, and all of it has just been, majority of it, I should say, have been shut down. Whether he wanted to wake up with a normal, whether he wanted to wake up with an uppercut, just like that, the safe jump, and the options around the dash up, too, after the Sky High, or sorry, the Arabian Cyclone, is just too much for NL to handle.
I respect Gachikun, well, first shout out to use the level 3, but I respect him still going for the down forward hard punch link. That's like basically a 1-frame link with a super tight link near the corner. Again, he's not afraid to try and be optimal and get himself in that conducive scenario as much as possible here. And even then, NL really had some good defensive choices at times as well, and I love this.
Just like that, too.
Level 3 as well. Oof. That was probably a huge mistake. I'm not sure if that was OD spinning mixer or the heavy one, but this situation here, this looked absolutely crazy, and I love the fact that he just backed away and did an OD whirlwind shot because it was fine to deal with there. And then this, you just have to deal with it. One of the ways that is safe for Rashid to actually utilize his Yasar is to just do a drive reversal and then send it away. Yeah. But after this, it was too much. And even then, you do these slight walkaways to bait a throw, but you have a specific timing that catches delayed throw and delayed button as well. We see it happen time and time again at any sort of level there.
Really?
And sometimes you're like, damn, if I just press that button 1 frame later or 1 frame earlier, something like that, you could avoid that scenario.
Even before that, when you're looking at the situation at hand, NL had the opportunity of a lifetime to use that level 3 past the fireball. He was just misjudging the spacing of it all. And then immediately after that, made a rash decision to kind of reclaim his space, or at least reclaim offense against Gachikun. But again, in those pivotal moments, he could not reclaim his mental. And that's got to be the green light for Gachikun. And you saw it. You saw how it turned out. 3-1 in his favor. So now, Gachikun, man, seeing him again, maybe potentially getting into the grand final seat, but he has to go through Chris Wong, and they've had quite the history in all of the offline premieres.
They have indeed, but this is what the bracket is looking like. It will be a Singapore offline run back here with Chris Wong and Gachikun. Could he do it? Could he take the man of the turbulent winds to get the championship? Listen, they were in the money anyway. That was a lot of money they were playing for 4th place anyway, right? That's
I
what
believe,
was huge.
if I'm not mistaken, this is like, what, 300,000 to 200,000? No, I'm sorry, 200,000 to 100,000. This is actually kind of nuts.
Dude, well, I mean, it's nuts from here on out because the disparity between 4th place and 5th place and after that is different. But listen, this is going to be huge. But hey, we got to give special thanks to the sponsors and the people that have been providing the headsets for the players here at the Capcom Cup, which is Steel Series here. Big thank you to them for providing us with Arctis Nova Pro, which is the official headset of Capcom Cup 10. You can enhance the premium high fidelity drivers and Sonar software. The Nova Pro is the ideal for any fight you take on. They are going to help someone become a millionaire in just a couple of minutes here. I can't wait to see it. So again, big shout outs to Steel Series for being our official headset sponsor.
As well as PCS, a very significant partner who have been along with us the entire way through. They've made the take-home trophy for this year's winner. And obviously, if you're in the venue, you can check them out in the lobby, or you can head over to collectpcs.com for the very, very detailed figures from a plethora of different series of the Street Fighter legacy. They got Alpha, they got 5, they even got the modern Chun-Li. Actually, doing the squats, man.
Doing the squats indeed. I need to take a seat.
Great pickup.
Yeah,
we will be taking a seat. We do have our top 3 ahead of us, so don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will see who will become our first millionaire in the FGC. We'll see you soon.
Acompaneme, New York.
To me, Street Fighter means history. It's what got me into fighting games. It's what got most of my teams as well. And it's good to see just multiple iterations through time as the game continues to get better and better, new characters, better graphics. We do this because not only we love it, but the rest of the PCS family that buys from us. PCS really started getting into the statue form of Street Fighter back in 2007. We've continued to grow and expand our Street Fighter offering from everything from quarter scale to third scale size. Kind of my baby or my favorite is this new fitness line that we have coming out. So we continue to expand and change it up and not just do something that everybody else is doing, but try to make it unique to PCS. It's one thing to be licensed and create statues for the fan, but to us, creating the trophy that the winner will take home, I view that as a big honor. So we look forward to seeing it raised high.
This is my moment, coming for it all, just show me my opponent. Wanna be great, I'm a legend in the making, and this is mine for the taking.
Cause I got what it takes to be on top. I'm #1 cause I don't stop.
Hard gas, no brakes, high stakes.
I don't act tough till I tussle, let them fall shot.
Hope you ready for the fight.
Reign supreme.
Put 'em up, let's go. Put 'em up, let's go.
#1, yeah. I've been landlocked, training for this moment my whole life. Cold nights, in the rainy days, hope I get mine, spend mine. For the accolades in the empire, I need that title in my possession.
Once again, it's on, it's my time to shine bright. And if you try to stop me, then you're gonna pay the price. All them late nights finally paid nights. Awake in my dreams, but you could call me the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm focused, you know how bad I want this. I'm giving it my all, never fought this moment is golden, I control it. All eyes on me, I see I'm watching. Once I'm locked in, ain't no way that I'm stopping. Clocked in, it's time to put in work, go berserk. I'm in my zone until I'm first. Believe me, when I say nobody can see me, this a product of hustle, I just make it look easy.
Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I'm ahead of the game, they'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I belong in the #1 spot.
I always kept the business, nothing personal. When you always see nothing, I just barely scratch the surface. Throw me in the rain, let me do my thing. Thought they hit me down, fighting through the pain. When I'm in the zone,
I
it's a
ain't never say much, but you see me up top. You see my numbers healthy, the pressure don't stop. Until I'm in the top, see the bottom seeds watch. They almost see me flop, but I'm stepping on them, watch, let them watch.
Born ready to fight, this is my moment. Coming for it all, just show me my opponent. Wanna be great, I'm a legend in the making, and this is mine for the taking.
Cause I got what it takes to be on top. I'm #1 cause I don't stop.
Hard gas, no brakes, high stakes.
We are 2 matches away from crowning our first Street Fighter 6 Capcom Cup champion. They'll be awarded $1 million. Myself, Jammers, and Vicious have been taking you along for the ride. 2 more matches to go. Hang in there, my European viewers. I know you guys are wanting to go to sleep and go to work in the morning. I need you for 2 more matches.
You can't sleep. You cannot sleep with this much tension and this much on the line. You really cannot. It is absolutely electric. And this is the moment of a lifetime, as we had alluded to. Again, this right here, Chris Wong versus Gachikun, a lot of history in multiple offline premieres.
Like we said before, just to reiterate, these two faced at the Singapore offline where Gachikun, he was a tall order and he was still learning Rashid at the time because the character came out in July. I believe it did happen in October, the Singapore offline. So he didn't have that much experience, but his high-level understanding and being in the scenario as a tournament player, that persevered and got him here. Now, it's going to be an even more in-depth, a more intricate run back because they have much more knowledge. And these two play each other online a fair bit.
They sure do.
But now we've actually slapped an odd $200,000 to $300,000 on the table. So it's a little bit different this time.
This is the money match right here for sure. Within the top three, no doubt. Here we go. It's losers finals. Chris Wong versus Gachiku in game one.
Chris Wong might play this a little bit different as opposed to what NL was doing there. He might walk in that medium range and then get the cancel. So Gachikun's button choices up close are going to be significant, and already pops out an OD spinning mixer, but the overhead gets checked.
God.
Yeah, these guys are going to be fine on all cylinders.
And you already see it, the hammer of justice pounding away, the damage.
Get hit with the bonk. There you go. All right, there goes the three-piece there. Try to press a stand hard punch, but identified, gets perfect parry, and that will close out round one for Chris Wong in this losers final.
It felt like a very standard set play type scenario as soon as Chris Wong got that first opening. That is for sure. And guess what? That hard knockdown gives him that exact scenario again, but great defense from Gachiku. And you see it, man. He is hammering away with that crouching medium punch, forcing Gachiku to press the button. And guess what? The button does hit, allowing him for the Isar setup, but it's pretty close.
He's one of the best people at dealing with the Isar, but let's see. He's going up against the specialist, and he gets opened up with the Eagle Spike. He mitigated the damage, though. That's fine. And he reversals with an uppercut.
Gachiku no longer has to take any really big risks with his own life, but man, he still tried to get in with that roundhouse. He's trying to check Chris Wong's approach.
That could be the round.
It's gotta be. It's already passed. He's already been in the yellow. It's past 50% of the drive gauge. It's time to go to Memphis yet again.
There you have it. Game one to Chris Wong. He's definitely got to be careful with his button choices. Up close with the mediums, he's ready. When he moves himself out of range, he wants to stand roundhouse, especially the stand roundhouse. Crouching heavy punch and stand heavy punch to whiff. So it could be super scary to play that game with Chris Wong in terms of the footsie battle. No whiff punish there on the stand medium punch. That could have been clipped by anything there. Still waiting and adjusting that spacing. Micro steps are necessary.
Slowly building that gauge back from both ends. Chris Wong steadily creeping up. Gachiku, yeah, he sees the crouching medium punch, he's backing away. The suppressor, they clip whatever counter poke, excuse me, that Gachiku wanted to get out. Flash knuckle, fireball into the upper.
Still dealing with it, gets a delayed throw tech there.
You thought you can dash?
Well, he has to run in and take his Oki there. Good block there from Chris Wong. He's got a very firm understanding and confident on how to deal with Rashid's Oki situation, because Rashid has some of the best Oki in the game. So waiting it out there. Yeah, he wants Chris Wong to whiff a button, but he's being patient, slowly walking him down.
Oh, that was at the perfect timing for the counter hit. Gachiku.
Yep.
Not going to be overzealous with it. He understands what he has in the drive gauge. He's going to be playing that spacing game pretty well. Perfect carry on up, forward throw. Doesn't have level 2 just yet, but he's going to be building up little by little.
I love the bait there. Get the dash and super patient there, and he's going to get the counter hit conversion into the stand medium kick to close out that round. Again, he's got to go through some of the best loops in the world. He's done it with NL. And it's going to be an arduous task against Chris Wong.
Team swiping away already. Gachiku at that max range to get that crouching heavy punch. Chris Wong now he's steadily creeping. That's the second time he's gotten that opener against the overhead.
That's the only button he really needs to use against Rashid's toolset, and he gets the throw bait here. So how is Gachiku going to respond? Wakes up.
That's the second time he's answered with a wake up button against the safe jump scenario.
And the perfect parry, and he went for a crouch fist instead of a stand medium punch. I guess he wanted to take off more drive gains than possible, but he can burn him out here, and he will do that with Altair. It will burn him out. That means he's got no level 2. But that's fine, because he's actually in a highly beneficial scenario here. Near the corner, burnt him out. Gets the stun.
So sneaky.
Now, can he get the round is the question. He's going to have to do the sky high, and he's going to burn it out. Heavy spinning mixer should do it.
And it's just enough damage towards the tail end of that as well. You know, you're looking at that situation exactly. Chris Wong had 3 bars to his name. Even if he managed to mash out of a string, or at least before the DI had hit, sure, it'll take out a lot of damage from Gachiku, but I think in that scenario with Chris Wong down 3 whole bars, Gachiku would have been totally fine with it. Hence why the risk he was taking with the DI.
Well, it's fine. It's only 1 apiece right now. That's the scores on the doors. Oh, walked away there, the micro walk back and get the huge punish, only for trying to throw his opponent into a nice 30% there. Incorrect challenge out of the frying pan and into the fire. And he waits for the delayed back throw. He thought he was going to tech Chris or throw Chris Wong, so. Ooh, did he get it?
Oh, no!
Oh dear, he's going to go for a tricky setup. He can DI after this, so he's going to be tricky with it. He's going to do Arabian Cyclone instead because he doesn't want to go for the early stun. He will threaten the stun. There's a throw.
Tried to press the button afterwards. You saw the counter hit. Still gets him grounded. More than enough in the tank. Gachikun securing the first round of game 3.
And when he does the dash up stand medium kick, he's like +1 or +2 in burnout. That's why it's actually legitimate pressure to deal with. And here comes the Yasar. Double back dash just for reassurance, just in case. And a little bit more space to work with.
I'm so scared to even see anybody try to jump out of there, but the defense, let's see it. Early drive reversal against the enhanced mixer.
Well, he forced him to spend his drive gauge because now he's near burnout, so he's going to have to cancel into the level 3. Yes.
Yeah.
So, depending on how this round goes, what Gachikun did there to force you to spend your drive gauge, only to make you spend resources or expend them elsewhere, was pretty smart. Still got him low on drive gauge. Perfect parry.
The big drop, a very significant drop. Punish counter against the flash knuckle. Gachikun actually in a very, very good space to get this level 2 yet again.
The back dash.
He's looking for the knockdown.
He didn't spin a mixer. He hesitated, and I think it was a good decision. And a
it's
second
so
Yasar.
close.
Good
Chris
lord,
Wong.
where did he conjure that up from? True block string.
He's got all the sand in the world around him.
Kick it away. That could have been around if he committed to 2 jabs, Vicious. Oh,
no way! No way is enough damage! And it just is Chris Wong surviving for the rest of this game, tying up 1 round apiece, 1 game apiece, and there it is. The magic button. Watch medium punch getting the big punish counter. In the corner you go. Gachikun, what's the answer? Wake up button yet again, stand jab. Not intimidated by Chris Wong's presence in the corner.
He was staggering it, hoping Chris Wong would block and then try to open him up with something later, but Chris Wong just got hit by them. Tenuous damage, not a problem. Still trying to click that overhead with the crouching medium punch because he doesn't go airborne until later in the animation, so still being persistent with that crouch medium. 1 more medium attack cancel should do the trick.
See the stagger. Gachikun backing away.
Go with a button, Gachikun. Oh,
he literally just did. For who now, jammers? For whose sake?
I bit my tongue because I was about to get sacked on camera.
Oh. You know, you're just fine. Good recovery, and good recovery from Chris Wong as well, making it hurt against Gachikun. You had just said it. You are not allowed to whiff a button against the man who has some of the best whiff punish normals in the game.
That was rough, but he's still in this dogfight here. He can smell it. He can smell it.
Too wild for me right now, jammers. I need you to tone it down. Chris Wong up 1 game against Gachikun.
See if he starts here again. Hopefully he's not super deterred by what's happened in the neutral when he's with buttons and so on and so forth. He's tried overheads as well, but Chris Wong just being resilient and checking everything. Laser focused on point with that stuff in the neutral, that mid-range game.
Jesus.
I'm telling you, he has such a great understanding, good confidence and matchup knowledge.
Oh, the low forward actually pays out. Still within range. Chris Wong maybe thought he could advance forward. The overhead meaty enough to get the link off of the sand jab.
Yeah.
OD rings out. Something very, very rare from Chris Wong.
He denied that momentum changer there for Gachikun. Now they go back full screen. Throw out a couple of whirlwind shots, still trying to get him. And this is what's interesting about Chris Wong. He'll try and walk forward and perfect parry the whirlwind shots instead of jumping, because that's the low risk, and it can actually turn into a high reward in terms of positioning anyway. Still can't whiff a button.
Speaking of positioning, Gachikun, he's trying to still keep that space against Chris Wong. Maybe he's looking for a dry rush perhaps, but he's not going to be whiffing any buttons soon. He paid for it in the last game, and you can see the different approach. He's absolutely going to be standing okay up until this point. As long as you're within range, Chris Wong will definitely attempt to check your walk back.
And there's a spinning mixer, but there's no Yasar to cover the tracks, and he's going to take the round. He has to take the round from this. Tempest Moon into the Rashid kick. He didn't need to do that, but that was fine. I will take that. I don't know if he could have got the pickup from the medium spinning mixer, but just for reassurance, he spent the bar.
Wow.
And I'm only talking about it because he's given up Yasar momentarily, but he gets the anti-air, and he flips out.
I just heard someone scream in the crowd after that whiff. Jesus.
There you go, backs away, gets the back throw here, does Chris Wong, and he'll chase him down. Just by being
a perfect parry too into the roundhouse. I didn't even know he had enough time for that. Jeez.
Trying to perfect parry the overhead. Still trying to get in that range to stop Gachikun from doing anything with a medium attack. Oh,
and you saw it, yeah, Gachikun tried to press the button on the way down. Chris Wong in the ring with the fierce. No stagger. He's walking back and forth.
Yeah, he's not
Gachikun is absolutely not biting. That's the second time, the second instance he's caught Chris Wong trying to walk back and tease.
He's got to summon the whirlwind shortly. There we go.
It's got to be here. Isar time. The turbulent winds are coming.
Don't go forward. Don't
better seek shelter. Category 5.
block it out. True block string. Good patience there from Chris Wong, and that could be blocked. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He took the gamble, and we saw the nod of approval in the player count from Gachi-kun. And he said, all right, I see you. And again, that's not a crazy choice because that propels him to match point. That's going to put him in grand finals.
Gachi-kun's got one bar to his name. A little bit closer to that possible win condition. If he can land a proper sequence, he's already got the punish counter. He got to throw.
Backdashes again. His defensive choices and knowing what high-level players want to do at specific situations has been phenomenal there. And he dashed it right after that throw tech. Commit to the eagle spike. He's got to do the whirlwinds. He's got to do it.
This could put Gachi-kun over the edge against Chris Wong. Still has a little bit left.
He's got to get another one. Yeah, he's just going to let it linger there. It's going to linger for a little bit longer, and he gets hit with the Gatling gun. Whirlwind shot to close the gap. That was the OD version as well with the projectile priority.
We're going to a final game, ladies and gentlemen. Gachi-kun riding all of the momentum of the wind, establishing that dominance with the life lead, getting himself another lifeline and a shot into the grand final seat with Chris Wong. He's got some time to adjust.
Ruminating as much as possible, taking that breather. You know what's amazing about this tournament? This is the most I've seen players just not hit the rematch button. I wonder why. It's strange, isn't it?
With this much on the line, I really don't blame them.
Interesting.
From earlier on in top 16, there was plenty of rematches instantly, but
they know what they're doing. Oh boy, that's a huge damaging combo there for Chris Wong, and he will flash knuckle his way to the corner once again, and he beat a delayed button. Jumps away.
Not his turn anymore, so he has to back off, but still the counter hit. You saw Chris Wong in an attempt to possibly press some medium punch. Gachi-kun get into the punch, safe jump into the throw. The defensive choices from Chris Wong have been so on point, at least for this round. And look at how much of the life lead he has. He could take risks if he wanted to and throw out a normal, but it's going to be Sandblast. That's still a risk in and of itself at that range, and it's going to be totally fine as he puts himself in match point again.
Chris Wong, one round away from being in the grand final, but what a check there on the drive rush once again. Stays in front. It looked like that was a backdash he tried to run away from. And he's taking the damage each and every time. And a check. And he knows that distance where people just want to do an arbitrary drive rush to change up things in the neutral. And he will save himself from being burnt out. It's not going to get confiscated yet, but Gachi-kun can't say the same. Overhead, that's not what he wanted.
There is a moment for Gachi-kun to get... Oh, no! That's it! Chris Wong eliminates Gachi-kun with a well-placed normal into the drive rush and more than enough damage. He's going back in to face off against Uma.
Numerous times in that set, and even throughout the day, he's managed to avoid some throws and punish them accordingly. And they've helped advance deeper into the bracket, closer to the cash prize that we're all fixated on. Chris Wong doing the work here. And what a representation from Hong Kong, I must say.
Listen, it doesn't ring the same as saying you are the champion, but Gachi-kun, again, former Capcom Cup champion, walking away with $200,000 is still a very impressive amount of money, but also just as impressive his performance thus far. There's a lot of fatigue that really settles in, and these guys were playing at maximum capacity at this point.
And let's not forget as well, he had to do Luke matchups back to back. There is a fundamental difficulty for Rashid in this matchup.
I'm wincing as you say that because you are so right.
Well, he tried and he actually kept it super entertaining as well, but we gotta give his flowers. Chris Wong, he actually dealt with the Yasar beautifully the majority of the time there and was still able to keep resilient because, again, Rashid has a very complex toolset that you have to unpack. We talk about this time and time again. Luke is just keep it simple and effective, and it is absolutely powerful. Right. So there's not much he needs to change outside of discipline as a player. You have to integrate new tools, new strategies, mix that in with drive rush as a Rashid player, and it can be mentally taxing if you've seen it. But the fact that he took it all the way down to the wire, Gachi-kun, was brilliant to see.
You started to see a little bit of cracks in Chris Wong's defense. Gachi-kun really abusing the ranges that he was at, or at least willing to stand at against Chris Wong with low medium kick. But again, I feel like it's just a death by 1,000 cuts. Rinch says it all the time because of the fact that Rashid's not going to be the one to deal out some really big damage outside of a super situation. Hence why Isar is so effective to push not only the positioning, but also the mix-up factor.
You are indeed correct there, and there you go. The most used button is probably the most pressed button throughout the competitive season in Street Fighter 6.
There's got to be like a stat for that, right? Like how many cross-medium punches were pressed throughout the entirety of every Luke player in top 16?
Dude, I mean,
In the thousands.
It was in Street Fighter 5. You could check how many times you press the button. Maybe you could do it in this game as well, but look, it's highly effective. It ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's taken so many players so far. Outside of that, there's a wealth of buttons he has. A treasure trove of good buttons. You see it there with the Luke players all the time. So
my parents are having a blast just watching this. Like, that was sick.
Listen, they're just like, oh, that guy hurts.
Yeah.
Bet your mom's like, that guy's a bit.
My dad looked right in the camera. He's like, damn, that sucks. That feels bad. But hey, you know what doesn't feel bad? 6 figures in your pocket guaranteed either way for Uma and Chris Wong, but only one could walk away with that big 7 of the million.
He 3-0'd LaShaw. 3-2'd Chris Wong because of that chip sequence in the burnout. And Uma can find himself, or even Chris Wong. One of these two is going to be crowned our first $1 million champion. I know I sound like a broken record, I sound like a parrot, but we need to let these people know because once it's done, this is a huge deal going forward for competitive fighting games in general, for us as a Street Fighter community, people watching at home and entertaining. But it's going to be absolutely phenomenal regardless of what happens here. I didn't expect the jury to be in grand final. I'm going to tell you that much.
And I didn't expect to see that type of representation either. I will be completely honest and fully transparent. I did not see Uma in the running. I saw his name, I saw him being drawn, but at the same time, a lot of people didn't have their eyes on this exact spotlight. Some people like Rand and James, they had the observation on deck. They had the luxury of being able to tune into the Asia scene, but this is where you pay the respect to someone like Uma, as well as Chris Wong. Chris Wong traveling all over, taking those miles, taking the footage, being as studious as possible to be one of the best looks that we can ask for. And Uma really transcending the character Jury to knock off all of the conversation. You could really say now Jury is in contention for top 5 just because of the way things turned out. I know you're wincing. I know social media is going to be like, this bald guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But facts are the facts. Uma had brought this character to the grand final spot in winner's side. I didn't think she was up there.
Is the defendant going to stop talking now?
Am I? Do you want me to?
I had no part in that. That was all
press. Fine.
him.
It's fine.
You can't pay me enough to agree with what he just said.
Listen, I wasn't a believer up until I see this, right? Or
I know. I respect Uma. Uma is a magnificent player. Your takes on Jury, on the other hand,
Uma is a magnificent player, no doubt.
Jury is the baseline to what makes a great character. Then you can go up the list because she has all the necessary tools. Does she do it the best? No.
No. I didn't say she was the best. I wasn't saying she was doing it the best. But I gotta say, man, this character's pretty good.
I know she's pretty good. I wouldn't say she's top 5 contender good. She's in the top 10. I'll give you top 10.
Fine.
5, no.
I was trying to recreate the narrative here, and I totally get it.
No, you're trying to propagate the wrong
information. I get it, man.
Listen, he was trying to propagate the wrong information. We're not trying to spread erroneous information here. We're trying to make sure you guys
I was bribed to do it. I promise.
I saw someone hand the money over. You don't even try it. Stop it. We're going to get in trouble. We're legit going to get in trouble. All right, we are getting ready for the grand final. One more match to go here. It's been a hell of a time from the group stages all the way up until this point. An unprecedented moment. We never thought about this 5 years ago. We never thought about this 10 years ago. But somebody is going to get the crown. I wish they got a crown because the SFL guys got rings. Maybe they could give them a crown. Maybe they can give them the safe down on the main stage.
That's the most European thing I've heard you say. I know you're UK, but still.
I know. You saw what I did there. Anyway, this is it, ladies and gentlemen, in the arena. Can we make some noise for this grand final? Uma going up against Chris Wong. Their hearts are probably racing. This is a bone-breaking, blood-pumping matchup. It is going to be insane. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the rules, Uma is in winner's side. All he needs to do is win 3 games, and he is crowned your Street Fighter 6 Capcom Cup X champion. Chris Wong has to do a little bit more work, a little bit more of a strenuous task. He's got to win 3 games to reset the bracket to put him and Uma in the same position. He's got to win an extra 3. Uma can use the first set to download, collect the necessary information. Hopefully his RAM and his processing speed are good enough in that mental computer of his.
You could say the same for Chris Wong. I feel like in the longer set, with a Luke, the more dangerous he becomes. So let's see it. Here we go. Grand finals time. Uma versus Chris Wong, game 1.
Already had an accidental overhead there, and the fireball did stop the drive rush in his checks here. So I want to see what Chris Wong adaptation he's going to learn on the fly because he had no real time to think about this. He's had to make that loser's run. Going up against difficult opponents. Gets the anti-air there, does Uma.
A very, very deep uppercut to get to anti-air. And speaking of catching another normal crouching medium punch, hitting more than enough damage towards the end with the flash knuckle sequence spine buster. That's one.
Gets the drive rush into the throw for the positional advantage there. Almost try to get the perfect parry on the slow-moving fireball there. Oof, no cancel. I think even Uma jumped out of his seat. And that's going to be the round there. Take it away. Doesn't even need to spend any super because a perfect light flash knuckle will take that first round here in the grand final.
Again, with this run back, you can expect Chris Wong to come in with a different approach. Oh, but that was a huge error. That had to be a little overlap to try to get the uppercut.
Give him the benefit of the doubt. He definitely didn't want that for sure, but he will make amends. That's what Chris Wong is excellent at doing when he blunders in any sort of execution error. Then there's a forward throw there, gets the punish counter and the meter gain. Drive reversal. He's trying to activate something there, but it didn't quite work out. Uma.
Very, very deep Tencent Rin, and this is going to be huge. Feng Shui engine, what's the defensive choice? Going to be like for Chris Wong. He's sitting down, he's keeping it steady.
Oh, the jumble, that was huge!
What a pickup from Uma off the anti-air. On the same side, still great block from Chris Wong, but life is winding down, and so is the Feng Shui.
But this is what he wanted to target in, and gets the throw. That was not a punish, though. And block on the overhead, he's trying to get a perfect parry instead. Can he burn him out? The combo should do it. No! He didn't want to burn him out. He's saving it because he wants to take the game. Oh, damn, that stare down. That respectable, wild stare down there from the two. Staggers the light, gets the grab.
No shot!
Perfect parry!
Ain't no way you're trying to do that at the last second. Uma completely ready for it. In fact, that's what he did towards the last end of the first set in winners finals against Chris Wong.
Dude, the fact that he's ready and calm to do that at this late stage in the tournament, props to him, man. So many people would have capitulated in that scenario. And there's a DI.
A very rare drop from Chris Wong. This is going to be everything for Uma. He might get the burnout. He does secure it.
This is why I think Feng Shui is pretty decent. He gets the fuzzy jump medium punch. The anti-air as well. He's got to deal with this. He's going to harass him to hell. There we go with the stand medium punch. There's a forward throw. Throws it out just in case he's going to check with something else, but it didn't quite work out. There's a delay, and here comes Pale Rider. It's going to fully refresh that drive meter there for Chris Wong.
A little bit of a difference. It is critical art territory. Chris Wong, what are you going to do on offense? You have your gauge back now.
Block on the overhead, low on drive gauge. He's trying to run away, so he has at least 2 bars to work with for something, Uma. One drive rush cancel from either of them will do the trick.
You see the patience from both ends. That was a little scary. And a little bit of the stutter step too. Chris Wong, immaculate spacing to get the stutter against Uma. And that was off of a crouching light kick.
Well, this is the big thing, especially at this late stage and high level of the game. Your drive rush cancels from lights are such a turnaround. They are such a pivotal thing to use because it can go into heavies because of the extra frame advantage you can work with. And that's what's been saving Chris Wong time and time again. There's a drive impact there, and he's going to go for the jump conversion instead. This is a pretty decent damaging conversion there from Uma.
Oh, that was slightly delayed. You did see the counter hit as well. Uma, it's a dash up again, enforcing the point with those lights, or excuse me, with the pressure instead. Forward throw on his counter. Uppercut. No!
Well,
okay.
he still got it.
That was actually so slick for Uma to go for the crouching heavy punch anti-air. Nothing too committal with Tencent Rin, right? Because Chris Wong had the option to go for the air flash knuckle.
Slowing it down there, throws out an OD fireball in the neutral. Chris Wong still trying to do it, and that looked like crouch fierce drive rush cancel. I think that was the button I saw. There's a delay, blocking it out here is Uma, trying to get out of the corner here. There's a neutral jump. He's got to be careful as well. Still holding it down, trying to find a drive rush cancel in some way, and luckily the Stort stopped that. But Chris Wong capitalizing the whole scramble.
Very deep, and that safe jump with the hammer. At the same time, so deadly.
Respects. And the counter DI for the round. That's going to be brilliant, and we've got to give props because the prior sequence, he actually allowed Uma to get a regular jump, but he thought he was going to do something else like the Shah was doing earlier today, and he was able to block it out and get punished before he had to do that counter DI interaction.
Very high-end risk from above. Let's see if Uma ever goes to that tactic again. In the meantime, let's take a look at Chris Wong the way he's controlling the... Oh, what in the world? You react to the flash knuckle?
Oh, that was beautiful. That was actually beautiful.
That plunge, it was beautiful, for
sure.
was that?
Perfect parry, puts him in the corner, can burn him out. And that's why he's trying to avoid getting burnt out. You're gonna have to make a choice, do it on your own volition. Oh no, never mind. Chris Wong's gonna do it for you. He's gonna confiscate your drive gauge with the eraser. He's gonna get a nice little Oki situation here. Back
What a read defensively. It's gonna be the feng shui engine. Let's see what Uma can make out of this. The corner carry,
Safe jump.
significant as well.
Oh,
No.
yeah, that was hot air. He didn't have anything. He didn't have any sword.
Zero Fukaji to the tank, and also 0 life left. Chris Wong with a dominating 2-0 thus far. Well, I wouldn't say dominating. That was actually pretty close in rounds as well. But 2-0 nonetheless for the side of Chris Wong. One more win for him will reset the bracket. But we'll see if Uma has something to say about it.
But what does he do at this point? He's actually done all he can. But again, the damage disparity between these two characters, it's not night and day, but it's something close. And sometimes you have to overextend to even force a Luke player to be galvanized into doing something they don't want to do. And Chris Wong, his mental fortitude right now is amazing to see. Let's see if Uma can turn this around. Stand fierce into the drive rush, cancel. And he will get that flash knuckle conversion across the screen. Ooh. Tries to bait something there. I love the high-level players doing drive rush cancel into specials, even if it helps level up something there.
What a snipe out too with the heavy. Chris Wong immediately seeing green, immediately passing out into red for Uma. A lot of damage coming in. Yeah, he's gonna be facing that this as well. He was looking forward to that fireball. He was trying to escape, but that roundhouse chase down after the drive rush. Sneaking in the drive impact as well. 10-cent Rin. What are you gonna do about it?
Backdash there, and he didn't do the jazz, but he gets a second chance, and that missed. The heavy release missed, and that's gonna be blocked.
That's gonna be parried. Even more so. Uma with the retaliation on the board. First round of game 3.
Oh,
Damn!
I like that. He immediately stopped the momentum to stop the drive rush, check on the crutch, and medium punch there from Luke Uma. And again, dashes into danger. And again, trying to go for the anti. They haven't been working against Chris Wong. I noticed against Chris Wong, they haven't been working, and he tried to make amends, but it didn't work out. And Chris Wong is going to build an abundance of super meter here, but he's going to do a safe jump instead and deal with this the honest way. Oh, wow.
I was going to ask, does Chris Wong force the critical arc out of Uma with the drive impact? No, instead, still manages to clip him. I was talking about in the corner, right? You have a character in Burnout, you have such a significant life lead, and there's a critical arc stop. I was wondering if Chris Wong would have gone to that decision. But either way, that's all said and done with. Into the next round, Uma still sitting at 3 bars, Chris Wong at 2.
Great defensive sequence there from Chris Wong to regain the drive gauge lead here, and he's just waiting for anything, some movement to react to. Rotic again, almost got the drive rush light punch there, didn't quite work out. I see Men RD do that a fair bit. He was talking about that earlier in the hotel.
Excellent anti-air.
Got him.
But even more so, excellent reactions against the drive rush medium punch coming in from Uma.
That's not what he wanted. I'm not sure if that could have been punished by a light attack. But
Again,
anyway,
he went to the well either way. Chris Wong making sure it hurts the next time around.
Dear.
Speaking of making it hurt.
It's getting a bit scrambly, and he's going to get punished, and he's going to be burnt out here. So his drive gauge will be suspended.
Are the nerves playing a factor against Uma?
Let's see if he's going to use a super to get out of there. Chris Wong's going to do death by 1,000 cuts. He will threaten that stun. It is a low-hanging fruit. Waits
That's
there.
it! The Spine Buster! Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a reset! Chris Wong resetting it in emphatic fashion, 3-0 against Uma. What are you gonna do now?
That's the question here. Taking a sip of the water, staying hydrated. Stay hydrated, gamers at home. That is super important here. I think even because it was 3-2 in the winner's final, that could have gone either way. And I think after that point, he said, okay, I know what I must do if I get my potential run back, which that has come to fruition here. Dominating fashion in this first half in the grand final. So this is our final 3 games here at Capcom Cup 10. Somebody is earning $1 million after this first of 3. I am so glad we are commentators because I would not want to do this.
I felt under pressure the moment I walked through the door, Jammer. That's why I'm not a player. So, let's see. The beginning of the end. All tied up again. Losers bracket for both here in the grand finals. Uma now brought down to Chris Wong's level.
Let's see if he fires on all cylinders right now, and he goes for staggered pressure here. Loses a lot of drive gauge in the process. Or something, and a hard read there with the jump. He wasn't doing that in the first game, and that was a read on the Sandblaster for sure. And I saw a backdash there from Chris Wong that gets punished. He's going for all the OD moves there. It's Uma.
And look at this.
Got to bait something.
A huge difference in aggression. Chris Wong not ready for it just yet on defense. And this is going to be great. You know, Uma, he could take this damage. But what happens after this situation with the advantage on knockdown? Excellent defensive choices. And the punish counter. You know what? Either way, if it was a fireball or not, even in normal, Chris Wong didn't have enough life to retaliate with a TI of his own.
Well, Chris Wong reeled back in his seat because I think even he was surprised at that choice that Uma made. But he's got to switch things up. And boy, has he done it. And delivered in spades in that first round. Gotta get the crouching medium punch there. He's looking for the conversion there. It's Chris Wong, but Uma's making him block, so he has to change his mind. Suppressor didn't whiff. Oh, the uppercut. No slam dunk there as well. Walks forward there, and then walks undone. No punish counter, but he got something to work with.
The punish counter is there. Another, actually, he's gonna back away. No big conversions. Thankfully for Uma's sake, to walk out of the corner without any big damage.
You get all the real estate to work with, so I think it's the safest and most conservative choice. And here comes the Feng Shui engine again, and he lets it rock, the delayed hit.
Oh, that was a counter hit. Was that delayed from the side of Uma, or was Chris Wong just really adamant about pressing the button?
Didn't go for a safe jump there either with the jump medium kick. Throws in the fireball to cover the entry. Still not throw teching there as Chris Wong. He's not panicked yet. When he starts throw teching, he'll panic. He's holding it down here. Uma can't take an action just yet. Chris Wong knew that. That's why he's trying to make sure he does as much drive gauge damage as possible to keep him in the amber. But all systems go with the green. Just weighing it out here.
I think for either player, any single hit confirm can lead to destruction, and Chris Wong is threatening that with that exact crouch medium punch within the space. He's threatening the ranges.
Still resilient on defense, exuding that patience there, and there's a trade that was fine. We can take that, but Chris Wong might try to bait him into doing a button and catch him with the second crouch medium. Let's find out.
With less than 10 on the clock, we're gonna see some really antsy movement.
Back throw. I think Uma's still got the lead, and now he doesn't. Yeah, he parried with 2 seconds on the clock. That was a very interesting decision. I'm surprised about that. Got Chris Wong the round. Good pressure there. Almost in burnout in 90 seconds here is Chris Wong. I know he's got 2 bars, but he's got to be very careful. He's got to make sure some sort of attack connects. No anti-air.
I totally understand that because how Uma had delayed his dive kicks. I totally respect that decision from Chris Wong. And even more so, the buttons from Uma on the way out. On wake up, now we got the low forward. It's time for the Feng Shui.
Let's play indeed. Here comes the safe jump. Oh no, he goes for an empty jump instead. The super gauge is actually depleting rapidly here. Gets the overhead into a store, and he didn't believe in it, but it wasn't the juggle version of the Fuha store.
Man, he's gotten so much damage after, what, 2.5 sequences?
Still not going for the rising uppercut anti-air there, and he's just going to hold it down here. Uma, he's got to be very careful.
Ooh, that could have been whiff punish from Chris Wong.
Still blocking it out here. Lovely defense here. Doesn't get the perfect parry, but yes, I'd send him away as well. I do not want to deal with a Chris Wong with low vitality, and he gets through it.
Wow, what a smooth criminal. This man reacted to the sandblast with a drive rush, and even more so, OD Tencent Rin for the invincibility. What a play from downtown.
He's lucky as well because the combination of having a good hitbox on the uppercut, and it's a forward-moving move.
Forward-moving.
And of course, having the hurtbox on the Sandblaster. It worked out for Uma there. 1-0 in this grand final reset. I thought we were actually going to see 4 games from the bounce from Chris Wong. No lie. Roundhouse there, safe on block. Away again, hits him with the forward fist. He might have to utilize that a little bit more in the neutral to kind of get Chris Wong to think about different buttons to use. He's readjusting his spacing because of that button until he runs into danger there. It will be the flash knuckle conversion.
Again, the anti-no option for Uma. It really hasn't.
It really hasn't worked.
For any of the juries against Chris Wong specifically.
All right, that's going to be the rounds. Does he need his level 1? There's the Vulcan Blast. He puts 1 round on the board in this game 2 of the grand final reset here. Does Chris Wong. Damn, the mental stamina these guys have is ridiculous.
I was just about to comment on that. Chris Wong still firing on all cylinders with the offensive sequence. Now you get the corner pressure. What's it going to be? Uma tried to maybe walk out. You did see the low get checked from Chris Wong with the full conversion. No, sir. No hammers here. All Tencent.
Denied. And there comes the Feng Shui again. Doesn't want it to drive reversal because it'd be a lot of drive gauge, and he swatted him away like a newspaper to a mosquito. Takes it straight to the corner here. Lovely safe jump there from Uma. Drive reversal, keep him there. This is good. Forward throw.
Even caught the backdash towards the end of it, actually.
Challenges immediately after a frame advantage button there with the snap medium punch.
Look at the spacing, yeah. Right under the timer, right? That's the sweet spot for a lot of the players to check the defensive maneuvers from the person in the corner. But
the jump, oh
he puts himself in there now. Man, the bravery after that. Walk up, stand, jab.
What?
Oh, a tick throw.
Dude, that connected.
It did connect.
Crazy late there with the active frames of the stand light kick. One hit from Chris Wong should do the trick, but Uma gets the hit first and he takes the round.
And that was actually rather sneaky, right? After the stand jab, it was Chris Wong's turn to press a button, but I just don't even know what button it was. Or maybe it was too late because that standing medium punch shouldn't have clipped him as a frame track.
True. Moving on to the next round here, drive reversal on a sandblaster, interesting. I guess he wants to space and store up as much as possible before he goes right back in. Drive rush in there.
Wow, that was sneaky. That was so early.
Well, these guys have actually been catching each other off guard a little bit with the really close drive rushes into mediums or lights. He tried to do it there, Uma. Charges up. I wonder if he tried to trick him into doing something, not sure, but he gets a punish counter throw anyway. We're going to see a Feng Shui engine soon. And he baits him with the store. Yeah, he baits him with the store. That's huge. And he's going to do the Feng Shui engine, and it looks like, all right, he's going to go for a different conversion here instead. Let's see what tricks he got. I know there's a stylist.
What a throw tech. That could have been it. He's still in dangerous territories. No overhead, please.
Nah, he's not going to do it. It won't kill either. Chris Wong, he's trying to perfect carry something to turn something around. But maybe if he can get in range of a throw and grab him, be sneaky, but he can. Forward throw.
Man, the slow and daunting approach. Oh, no! And there was too far from that exchange and the pushback. Chris Wong thought he could get the punish off of a -8 situation. It was too far.
I have to give credit to some of these players because they're doing certain projectiles or certain attacks from a very range where drive reversal, remember, there's still pushback on it, right? So even then, tried to punish, didn't get it, and the guys are ready immediately to try and get the button there. Spacing traps are very dangerous in fighting games these days. It's 2-0 to Uma in the reset here.
God. Is the download complete? Will he have enough in the tank mentally to secure the $1 million, or will Chris Wong have the answer? Already aggressive, he dashed up at Uma's face with 0 reaction, actually, and Chris Wong not finding the opening just yet. He's been facing off against a brick wall thus far.
If I was him, I'd go bonkers this set.
Oh,
Uma.
I agree.
He's got one game to play around with, but again, $1 million on the line, and he's trying, again, he's being a little bit more aggro with his choices.
That is a little bonkers, and we'll definitely accept that.
Run away, gets
the air reset. Good awareness. I love the presence of mind to jump in certain sequences.
Oh, okay. Gets the uppercut here, cancels into the level 1 to counter the
tension
DI.
is building, ladies and gentlemen. Uma is about a strike and a half away from taking the first round. And yes, sir, we are going to get that stun. No, that was a crush.
Okay.
It was a crush, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Whoa, and it finally worked! He got the one time he said, forget the jumping medium punch. I'm going straight to the OD dive kick. He knew what risks were applied, and he takes it there, and he is on Capcom Cup 10-point. The crowd is cheering for him right now.
Let's see if he has it. That's a counter hit. Sweep and not punished. Chris Wong sweating.
Sweating indeed, sweating buckets when he gets the conversion into the flash knuckle. Chasing down for some Oki here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an uppercut from Uma soon to even risk it, but hey, I think he knows what position he's in. Breaks him down, jumps away, and then gets grabbed for his troubles.
Chris Wong with a hefty amount of life to take certain risks, but yeah,
something again.
Speaking of risks, Uma was trying to bait out something, but guess what? Chris Wong was still within range to get a big damage conversion, burning himself out.
He's been doing the Fu Thought after the drive rush on several different ranges, but I think Chris Wong's clocked onto where he's doing it from up close. Far away is a little bit different. He's definitely identifying things as we go along. Whiff punish there with the forward hard punch.
And it's so difficult to whiff punish that because of the startup and the spacing that he needs to
take. Okay. Splurged a bit too much meat, and he will get punished for his troubles here, Uma. And it will be a level 3. And this is what's very good in the game. If somebody doesn't make use of their 2 bars they spent, you punish it and take as much drive gauge away as possible. Let's see what the choice is from Uma. Perfect carry! Takes away!
Look at the setup for the Feng Shui engine! The corner carry is going to be so significant, and so is the burnout!
He's got no resources, so he's going to play with the stun. He's going to set him up for a stun scenario. Let's see what he does. This full conversion. This is the game. He's done. I think he's done. That's it. It will be the stun. He's going to store up. He's going to finish the combo. And ladies and gentlemen, $1 million is going to be awarded to Uma. Nobody had him on the cards to take the cup. He's represented with jury. He's represented Taiwan. And he will be your first $1 million champion for Street Fighter 6 here at Capcom Cup 10.
from start to finish, making waves outside of the pools in the group stage, making his name known amongst the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, your Capcom Cup 10 champion, Uma, one more time.
Well played there indeed, but we got to hand it over. We see our hosts on the stage right now. Let's hand it over to them to properly congratulate our Street Fighter 6 champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please make some noise for our Capcom Cup 10 runner-up and winner of $300,000, Chris Wong!
So Chris, you have been really consistently strong. You did second at Singapore premiere and first at France premiere. Now you are second in the Capcom Cup. Why? How were you able to stay so strong consistently for so long?
First of all, because I am a salaryman, I'm not a full-time gamer. And then after work, every day I practice 4 hours per day. And then Japanese player always invite me to custom room to play fans for them. And the champion, Yuma Kagami, also is my practice partner. Yes.
Chris, thank you so much, brother. Amazing performance. Chris Wong, ladies and gentlemen. Phenomenal. You can go ahead with Uma. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time coming. From the beginning, Street Fighter has been building up to this moment. And now we have our Capcom Cup 10 champion, Uma!
So Uma, you are from Taiwan.
Hold on.
Oh.
There's my man Shin. Okay, can we please clap it up for Shin out here for the translation, ladies and gentlemen? Okay.
So Uma, you're from Taiwan. How much has your community supported you in the process of becoming a champion?
你是从台湾的，然后那个 community 怎样支持你拿到冠军的？台湾的 community。
我很感谢台湾的社群还有我的家人，一直很支持我参加这个格斗比赛，所以我今天才有机会拿到这个冠军。
You want to say thanks to the whole Taiwan fighting game community and his family and friends. That's why he has a chance.
Uma, there was a whole lot of talk about who belongs to be at Capcom Cup. A lot of people doubted you, and now you have proved all of them wrong. When did you know that you could win this tournament? When did you know that you would be the Capcom Cup 10 champion?
有这个本事可以赢到这个卡布 K 冠军，你在这个什么时候发现了你有这个潜质？
就是他公布奖金有100万的时候，我就知道这个冠军我拿定了。
He says when the Capcom announced the prize money of 1 million, he says that he knows he's gonna get it.
Well, Uma, speaking of $1 million, I think you, I got it, brother, don't worry about it. Speaking of $1 million, I think you need 2 hands for something else right now. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for our first FGC millionaire! Ladies and gentlemen, as amazing as the event has been, as phenomenal as Uma has been, we also need to let you guys know that next year we have some phenomenal things planned. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the Capcom Pro Tour 2024 trailer.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game.
This is what makes a champion. Those quick reactions and the reset.
He's done it! Chris Wong is your CBC front Paris Premier champion!
What on earth is going on? Will get it for him. And he gets it! Kawano is your champion!
We gonna turn up the heat!
There's the finish! He punches the ticket all the way to Capcom.
He hasn't dropped a single game! Absolutely flawless! Round.
We're not finished!
When he gets the thumb back, he doesn't even need the level 1. What is happening?
The best Street Fighter player in the world, Knuckle Dude.
From full screen is gonna be okay. No, never mind! It's Meta RD!
It's all about taking that first step.
And now we have a very special and very important guest with us today. Please welcome with a big round of applause, President and COO of Capcom, Mr. Haruhiro Tsujimoto! First of all, congratulations Uma for winning Capcom Cup.
また世界各国からのカプコンプロツアーへのご参加ご視聴に誠にありがとうございました。
And also like to thank everybody who attended and watched and was involved in this year's Capcom Pro Tour.
Thank you. 今シーズンはストリートファイター6発売目1年目を記念して特別に賞金総額をアップして開催しました。
We had the special prize pool for this year to celebrate the first year of Street Fighter 6.
皆様のおかげで大変大いに盛り上がる大会とすることができました。
Thanks to everybody, we had an amazing tournament.
来シーズンの賞金総額規模感はこれまで通りとなります。
Next year's overall prize pool distribution will be similar to previous years.
しかし、カプコンはこのストリートファイター6における世界大会、イノメントなるシーズンにつきましても、最大限に盛り上がりたいとの思いから。
However, Capcom is looking forward to the second season of Street Fighter 6 tournament, and we want to make the most of this opportunity.
次回のカプコンカップ1位賞金については、
So, next year's first place prize money for Capcom Cup will be
引き続き100万ドルと決定しました。
$1 million!
「来年度の大会構成は世界各国からのプレイヤー、 そして新しいプレイヤーが多く参加できる仕組みになりますので、皆様の参加をお待ちしております。
So next year, the tournament structure will have more players to compete around the world, as well as many, many new players. We can't wait for you all to join us and compete.
来シーズンのカプコンプロツアーは6月スタートに予定しております。さらなる情報にご期待ください。
The Pro Tour will be back in June 2024, so stay tuned for more information.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.